are these people?
All right. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Angel and Friends. I'm Angel Rivera alongside Alex Knight and Miss Witchy Perfect. I brought back my old intro. Hopefully, there's no copyright issues. That music is YouTube approved, it's royalty free, so we'll see.
So
But
suck it, YouTube.
yeah, so I literally got it from a YouTube approved website, that says, you can use this music for your videos. So so let's see whether they'll keep annoying me or not with that. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about this week as usual, so it's not like I don't have things to talk about. I always have something to talk about. Let's see.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Yeah, so we have Trump claiming that the Iran deal is over, and we're going to have more strikes in Iran. Even though today I think he said the deal's back on again. I don't know. I mean, I can't talk about the Iran situation without, if I make a title for it, he changes his mind the next day. So it's like, but I'm still going to go with that because he goes back and forth with Iran. So let's see.
Suck it.
Yeah. They're still bombing Iran. Whoops. So, yeah, that's why, even though he says the deal's back on, they're still negotiating. That's not what he said yesterday and Wednesday. So, of course, he. But let's see. Also, we talk about Trump's snap cuts from the big beautiful bill. The big beautiful bill. So they're making states, suffer, especially the poorer parts in the red states, especially. Also, all over the country, not just red states, but
Imagine that a bunch of pedophiles ruling over the poor, and still fucking the poor in the ass. Shocker.
So also, we have the Iranians also launching another drone attack on U.S. bases in the Middle East. Again, the United States doesn't care about those bases, which is why, whatever, you want to attack those bases, fine. So they've done that.
There you go. They don't care about you, military. They don't care about you.
Yeah, they see those troops and those bases in the Middle East as cannon fodder. It gives them an excuse to keep attacking Iran. And they see them as cannon fodder. Same thing with the troops the 30,000 troops that are in South Korea, just in case the North ever invades the South. That's an excuse for us to invade again because you killed 30,000 of our troops. So it's like, there we go. If the North Koreans ever attack South, we are in another big war.
Oh, but I thought him and Trump fell in love after sucking each other off.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago during Trump's first term. Now it's kind of like, I'm not
sure.
He fell
in love with what's his face, and now they're in love and they're sucking each other off.
Zelensky.
Zelensky, yeah.
Yeah. So we also got the province of Ottawa in Canada considered suing their own citizens over posts about the government. So it'd be like if the United States government decided to sue citizens in court over what they say on the internet.
Court. It's called the First fucking Amendment. You don't like it, government? Go suck a dick.
I don't think the Canadians have a First Amendment. Maybe they do, but it's like weaker
I
because
think I think they do, but I think it's more watered down.
As
yeah.
Shawn Michaels would say, "Oh, Canada."
I was gonna say, hey Canada, I got 2 words for you. Fuck it.
Also,
uh,
Graham
oh
Platinum
Lord.
dropped out.
Oh yeah.
Thank the goddess for that. Who needs that stupid
Yeah,
homosexual?
we'll probably spend a little time on that.
And
So,
also, apparently, in Australia, they'll need people to need an ID or something like that to play GTA 6. Apparently,
oh, I didn't know
Why
about
would
that, but
why,
I'm not.
that would make me
I,
not want to play at all. No offense.
I'm not
only in
surprised by
Australia.
that. I'm not surprised by that because
They are the guinea pigs, though. They are the
The
guinea pigs.
Australians, they're during COVID, they literally had like these they literally forced you into the house and guarded you and make sure you didn't leave the house. I mean, that's how. I mean, they locked you up in your own house basically. So also, the Australians also had the first child internet bans or social media bans. It didn't work. I think we covered on the show where 80% of kids continue using social media, even though it's technically illegal. They got around it pretty easily by pretending they're 18 or using their parents' account. But
Yeah.
they got around the social media bans pretty easily. So here's the thing: what the governments don't realize, the Gen Zers, they know more about computers than anyone. I mean, they're using smartphones at the age of 3. They'll be fine. They'll figure out a way to get around social media bans.
Oh,
So
I'm lucky that my son hasn't figured that part out yet. Are we live on X there?
we should be. In fact, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, we are live on X. I just retweeted it. So yeah, we are live on X. So I just retweeted it. So if you go on my Twitter, you'll see it. Let's see. So I figured we would get started with my Comcast service because they are fucking with me again, and it's really annoying. So I got an email here this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning when I woke up to it. Uh, they're claiming that they're enhancing my service.
wait. You said Comcast. That's Xfinity.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They're just called Xfinity
Essentially.
now.
Yeah, you're right. But it's Comcast. Yeah, Xfinity. So they're claiming that they're going to upgrade my service. So apparently next Friday, the 17th, they're planning on cutting services for most of the day because of because they feel like it and they want to upgrade my service, and they don't tell me how they're going to do it either. They just claim, yeah, we're upgrading. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. We're upgrading your service. So what does it say? The 17th. Here we go. This is the 17th. So I went here, decided to actually look up what they're going to do because they didn't bother telling me. So they're claiming, or at least the bullshit that they're claiming here, the Xfinity 10G network is Comcast next generation broadband infrastructure designed to deliver multi-gigabyte symmetrical speeds. In other words, multi-gigabyte download and upload speeds, ultra low latency, enhanced reliability to tens of millions of homes and businesses, powered by DOCSIS 4.0 technology and a cloud-based architecture. The network supports X-class internet tiers offering speeds to 2 gigabytes with 10 gigabytes capabilities planned, without requiring extensive new construction.
Yeah, that
Symmetrical
just means your bill is going to triple.
Yeah, right now I'll be straight up. My internet bill is $95 a month, so it's like, and on top of that, I had like, where is it?
Well, now it's going to be $2.95.
What is this? Hold on. Oh
Oh no, they caught us. Oh
no, it's
no.
literally Xfinity telling me about how T-Mobile doubled their prices. So we should stay. I should stay with them. Let's see. Symmetrical
You should
speeds.
stay with us because we're going to triple our prices and make T-Mobile look like a bitch. Yeah,
Uh,
okay. Thanks,
advanced
Comcast.
advanced Wi-Fi, next generation X5 gateways provide greater capacity handling hundreds of devices simultaneously with wall-to-wall coverage via X5 pods. So in other words, these X-Fi pods are the Wi-Fi extenders,
Yeah,
or
just Wi-Fi extender. Yeah.
you can get one for $5 on Amazon. Let's see. So yeah, I've had an issue with this where I can't the router can't handle more than a few devices, because when I start for months when I did the show, it was always some kind of hiccup or issues with me. So I started using this separate box here, and the show's working so much better now. So I've
Is
always had
that
an issue with that.
what kind of jetpack is that?
It's a T-Mobile 5G thing.
All right. You can also get one from Verizon. I don't know which one's better. I just know several of my customers, they have jetpacks that are both Verizon and T-Mobile. So,
Yeah, let me
yeah,
see.
but I guarantee you that your things are going to probably triple now because, and here's the thing that people don't tell you about cable is that everybody who has cable in your vicinity, you all share internet. That's why, and if people have all their devices on the stuff, it's going to be slow
Yeah,
because everyone has their devices and you all share bandwidth. So guess what? It's your show's not going to work
it's
because
one.
it's all bandwidth. Yeah,
It's one massive router that handles
right.
neighborhoods, not just
Yeah,
neighborhoods.
yeah,
So it saves Comcast money, and they don't have to have a router for every single different neighborhood,
right,
because they have it for multiple neighborhoods. They're
right.
claiming reliability and security. The network utilizes AI-powered self-healing technology to
No,
fix
Jesus
issues
fucking Christ.
proactively and offer optional storm-ready devices with cellular and battery backup for outages.
Trust me, it's not worth it.
So they
I don't
want to
need
put
my
AI.
AI devices coming to get me. Ha 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 ha.
They want to put AI, install it into the routers in order to self fix. Basically, in other words, they're gonna
No.
fire. They're gonna fire a bunch of technicians. Basically, that's
Well,
what that means.
they say they're doing it for the good of the router and stuff. Oh well,
Yeah.
it's okay. It'll come back up in a storm and it's battery backup, but they don't say how long. First of all, they don't say how long the battery lasts. It probably doesn't last a long time. So if you have long outages, guess what? You're fucked anyway. Uh, Two, those AI are not there for power outages. They're there to listen to your conversations.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
like Alexa, I have a neighbor an ex neighbor of mine who literally has an Alexa and she says it goes on at random times.
Yeah. So there's the Siri that I have on my phone. Unlimited data. They're claiming that now they're gonna put in unlimited data, so they're not slowing down speed. So there you go. So next Friday is possible that if I could do the show, I'm using this anyways. But still, I was like, really? Luckily, I don't use Comcast internet to do the show anymore. But still, I mean, it's
Yeah, your
ridiculous.
internet is great. I mean, you haven't glitched out once.
Yeah, that ever since I started using this, I stopped glitching out. And the videos are working now. So, or at least they're playing properly, unlike the hiccups like before. Let's see. So yeah, that's that. This bullshit. Let's start with Trump's. This is from Truth Out, written by Mike Ludwig. So let's see. Trump snap cuts leave states and counties facing spiraling hunger crisis. Food banks are struggling to fill the gap in Arizona, where more than half of the recipients lost federal assistance. Jeez,
Yep,
more than
because all they
half
have
of
to do is keep lowering now the
it's
only way you can get snaps is if you literally don't have a job and you can't get unemployment or you can't do nothing, so your income is zero. They just
yeah,
keep lowering
it
the fucking
depends on
bar.
the yeah, it depends on the state, because like states like Arizona have much are stricter when it comes down to their food stamps, where they give food
Yep.
stamps to. Here in New Jersey, it's a little easier to get food stamps, so but still the federal guidelines have tightened. But and since the states mostly run food stamps now, so or not now, but always have, so different states have different rules for who's eligible for food stamps and who isn't.
But the problem
Let's see.
is the richest country in the fucking world, and we have people on food stamps who can't get food stamps who fucking need it. They're called the working poor. They can't fucking get snaps because the fucking rich told them, no, we just want you to die, you fucking poor people. That's the problem with this fucking country.
Yep. 1 year after President Donald Trump signed legislation that slashed federal health care and food assistance to pay for tax cuts that mostly benefit the wealthy, officials in the front line of the nation's affordability crisis say that costs to state and local governments of filling holes left by Congress in the safety net are unsustainable. Demand for food assistance is rising as children and the elderly go hungry and millions struggle to afford the rising prices, leaving state and local governments in a tight fiscal squeeze.
They don't give a
Uh,
fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. They want you to die.
and the issue is a lot of these red states, especially, they're paying multi-billions of dollars to sports teams to build their stadiums,
Yep.
especially in Las Vegas. Las Vegas
But
built a
fuck the
stadium
poor
for the
people,
Raiders.
right?
Yeah, they built the stadium for the Raiders, and they're now building a stadium for the Athletics, or baseball team, Major League Baseball team.
And
So
the rest of us are paying taxes to these rich
yeah,
fucking pedophiles.
so especially in Vegas, if you're poor in Vegas, you're screwed. They have no money for you for food stamps or for school. So they spend it all on multi-billion-dollar stadiums for the richest owners and richest people in the world, basically, which
Well,
are
that's
these
okay.
owners.
Linda McMahon, when she gets done dismantling the fucking educational system, none of our kids will go to school. All of our kids will be poor and dumb.
Unfortunately, that's true. I think public education or education in general will be a luxury for the next generation, for the younger, for kids.
You'll either have to
Um,
pay for a private school and have to suffer through the stupid bullshit that they teach you in a private school, or you won't get educated at all. You literally just fucking die of hunger because that's what they want us
so,
all to do.
or the charter
Roger
schools, which
2030,
is
baby.
the charter schools, which are half funded by state and private. So
Yep.
that's what they want to do too. More and more local governments are doing the charter school thing.
But even at
Um,
my, even though I have a good job, I still couldn't afford to send my son to a private school or even a
thank you,
charter
Helen.
school.
Yeah. Um, at the Flagstaff Family Food Center, the Central Food Bank in Flagstaff, Arizona, President and CEO Ethan Amos said that the number of people coming in for hot meals have nearly doubled over the past year, and the demand for take-home grocery continues to rise. Um, I wonder if this CEO is drawing a six-figure salary from that place, because
Hmm.
this happens at a lot of food banks, that the person running it is drawing a six-figure salary, but we don't have any money to actually give poor people food. It's like, yeah, you're drawing a six-figure salary. I mean, if you cut your salary by half, it might be a little bit easier.
And you'd still be
Um,
making a lot.
yeah, 50,000 is a lot of money.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Speaking of
we
which,
are
after the news that that Sony announced that they were going digital for their games and such for 2028, their CEO, the CEO for PlayStation or Sony, sold his stocks for either millions or billions of dollars.
I saw that he sold
Insider
his
trading,
stock.
maybe.
Like he knew that news would be terrible, and it would tank the stock price, which is why he sold it right before that news came out. So that's literally
Hmm.
insider trading.
Insider
If
trading, much? Hmm?
we are a typical food bank operation, and we've seen the needs in the community increase so much. It is skyrocketing. That need that has been increasing over time. Trump signed HR 1, sweeping austerity legislation that he misleadingly named the One Big Beautiful Bill, into law in July 2025, and it remains one of the GOP's only major legislative achievements since winning congressional majority in 2024. Along with cutting $1 trillion from federal programs that help people maintain health coverage, HR 1 cut the funding for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, aka SNAP, by
Because they don't give a fuck about
187
you or your kid.
by $187 billion, and shifted the cost to preventing starvation and malnutrition on state and local governments. Experts say that SNAP, known as food stamps, had become the United States' most effective tool for fighting hunger by putting small amounts of money to buy groceries directly into the hands of people of need. Nearly two-thirds of SNAP benefits go to families with children, and the cuts to food stamps are rippling across local economies, affecting everyone regardless of their income, officials say. So, yeah,
Again, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They want you to starve to death.
the SNAP benefits not only help poor families, it helps businesses. Like local grocery stores get a lot of those food stamps. Walmart gets a lot of those food stamps too. I'm
I'm
surprised
sure
that
Walmart still has theirs.
Yeah, I'm surprised Walmart didn't fight the snap cuts more because I figured that they would because they benefit from it massively. Um, you're going to see higher healthcare costs because hungry people generally cost the healthcare system more. You're going to see it in your schools. Hungry kids are more expensive to educate, said Minnesota state auditor. Blah blah blah. The
Fuck you,
costs
Billy.
don't ever go away. That they shift somewhere else. So that's the choice facing counties that the state legislature can't make up for the gap from the feds.
Here's the problem
But
with that though, bitch. It doesn't matter. It doesn't it doesn't cost money for someone to die of hunger. You know what it does cost? It costs the fucking taxpayers all that money that we are literally paying taxes so that the fucking billionaires and trillionaires can fucking fuck kids. That's what we're paying for. I would rather my taxes go to a poor person who is starving on the streets. But no,
no, funded largely by Congress but administered by state and county governments, plays a critical role in reducing poverty and hunger by improving health and economic outcomes, supporting low-wage workers, and serving the first line of defense against hunger during economic downturns. However, SNAP program has suffered the deepest cuts in history under Trump and the GOP, which cut funding and shift costs into the states in order to pay for tax cuts. Millions of people are losing support that they need to buy groceries as the price of food and gasoline continues to rise due to inflation. In the 12 states where data is available, more than 1.6 million people have lost SNAP assistance since Trump signed H.R. 1, including 700,000 children, according to the CBBP. As of February, about 4.3 million people lost access to food stamps nationally. Trump promised to bring down inflation, but then sabotaged the goal by placing tariffs on international trade and launching a war in Iran that has strangled global energy supplies.
first of all,
By
if you
early
believe anything that Trump said, you're a fucking idiot moron. Because Trump doesn't give a
Mhm.
fuck about you. He just wants to fuck your kid. Obviously, he doesn't want to fuck your kid because he said, "Oh, just go die, you fucking poor people."
Yeah, the problem with tariffs is it was never going to work because ever is going to work because ultimately tariffs. The reason why the U.S. government did tariffs because they didn't charge an income tax until the 20th century. That's how the government made their money by tariffs. So income tax is a recent development in American history. Before then, they would just charge tariffs, and it was fine because there was no income tax. Now there's both, or Trump's trying to do both, and it's just not working. By early June, consumers in the U.S. were spending 4.2% more for food and energy than they were a year earlier, marking the highest rate of inflation over 12 months recorded in the past 3 years. On top of rising housing and energy costs, many consumers experienced sticker shock when buying food for their families. Let's see. Arizona's hit the hardest by SNAP cuts among the states between July and March 2026, 25, and 26. About 53% of SNAP recipients in Arizona lost the food assistance. About 450,000 Arizonians now find it more difficult to put food on the table, pay bills, and stay housed, including the family's 196,000 children, according to the Arizona Center for Economic Progress. Unlike Congress, Unless Congress reverses the cuts, Benatar said Arizona lawmakers will be forced to choose between raising taxes or addressing the spiraling hunger crisis that damages local economies.
They don't
Trump's
care. They
cuts,
will raise the fucking prices. They don't care about you.
Trump's cuts are not really saving money. It's just shifting the burden, it's shifting the costs onto the state. So what happens with state legislatures? They are trying to balance the budget. In doing so, counties are receiving less of the revenue we need to provide services. At the same time, there's a great need. Coquino County is the second largest in Arizona, includes vast rural areas and Native American reservations. And Benatar said elderly people with fixed incomes are calling her office for support because they can no longer afford to pay the property tax on their homes, which is a whole other thing because the government will take your home if they don't see their property tax money, which means that you will lose your home and they will sell it to the highest bidder, which
See,
usually
you
means
will
wealthy
own
people.
nothing. You will be happy, and you will eat sea bugs.
Benatar's office often refers people to service providers, including Ethan Amos and his team at Flagstaff Family Food Center. when SNAP was cut, blah, 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 and many elected officials put a lot of confidence in food banks, thinking we could cover the gap. I think their confidence in food bank is misled. We've already been overlooked and been doing so much, doubling our numbers even from a couple of years ago. Republicans in Congress hid the death of SNAP cuts behind new requirements that were supposed to prevent fraud, but in reality just push vulnerable people out of the program. Able bodied adults must now prove they are employed or looking for work to receive SNAP benefits, which requires state and local government to spend money on expensive bureaucratic systems instead of food assistance for the vulnerable. Or they have to go to what they call a work activity for 25, 30 hours a week in order to get their food stamps.
which they are not being paid for.
No, they're not. Their pay is their food stamp food stamps basically. We know that when you add work requirements, you don't increase work, you just increase need, and you drive people off the program in an unintended way. No, it's intended. That's the thing.
Yeah,
They
it's
want you to
intended.
give up. They want you to say, "I'm not doing all that, so I'm just not going to give up the benefits," which is what leads to this is which is why they're called cuts, even though technically they're not cuts because if you do the requirements, then you're fine. The Trump administration is also penalizing states for making errors, quote unquote, when approving or denying applications for SNAP benefits. As a result, states collectively owe the federal government an estimated $9 billion that would have otherwise gone to feeding people, according to the CBPP. In Arizona, where the error rate exceeded 6% threshold imposed by Congress, officials are facing a $208 million penalty despite more residents losing their benefits than any other state.
Because they
Jesus.
want you to deny, 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 deny,
If
deny.
Trump and the Republicans in Congress refuse to fully fund SNAP, then policymakers must give states at least until 2030 to adjust for the new bureaucratic costs of meeting those requirements.
2030, you will own nothing, you will be happy, and you will eat sea bugs, and then you will die. You fucking poor
Yeah.
people.
State needs time, county needs time, community need to have time to have this implemented. We already seen the struggle today. It's not getting any better. It's going to get significantly worse, and it's going to impact everyone. So there you go. They cut food stamps to the bone
And they
to the
don't
point
care.
where
They're too busy fucking kids.
states are struggling, especially Arizona. Arizona is in really bad shape when it comes to SNAP. So
Oh, but
basically,
Arizona, why can't you people pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Because we don't have fucking boots, you fucking idiots.
yeah. So it's basically this for Arizona in the country.
Why don't you grow some balls and get out on the streets and start protesting? The only way we can get rid of this shit is if we all protest. But nobody's moving. Nobody. Oh, okay, I'll just take it in the ass again, and I'll just go hungry, and I'll just die.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot
The
of.
kids don't deserve that.
Let's see. So let's get to this. They're suing. 35-page memo claimed that Canada considers suing citizens over quote unquote false and misleading social media posts.
I'll go fuck
So
yourselves.
if you lie
Hey.
about the government in Canada, you get to be sued basically, or at least they considered suing you. The Canadian government drew up a plan to take individual citizens to court over what they post online. That plan sat inside a 35-page internal memo from the Department of Industry. Most of it blacked out before the public could see it. Blacklock reporter Pride document loose through an access to information request dated March 31st entitled Misinformation and Disinformation Strategy. It belonged to the department run by the minister Milian Jolly, known as ISED. The memo weighs legal action against people who post what the government claims false and misleading information on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. What kind of legal action? The redactions hide that. What survives is black ink is the logic. The strategy seeks to uphold the integrity and the public trust in government information, the memo
Oh,
says.
go fuck yourselves. Hey.
The department is appointing itself as guardian of its own reputation, with lawsuits available as one tool. Here is who would decide. ISED itself would judge whether the post is factually incorrect, misleading, or out of context. The same department that dislikes a post gets to rule on whether a post is true. No court makes that call first. No independent reviewer check the work. The government writes a definition of misinformation and enforces against the people it defines. So this is the part where they blacked out legal action. So we don't know what they meant by legal action. Either they sue him in like civil court, or they put him in jail and then
Or the
take him to
government says,
criminal
let's
court.
just euthanize them. Because, I mean, that's what they're doing up in Canada. They're literally taking autistic people and saying, well, we have to euthanize them. Sorry. We're
Yeah.
sorry.
So
Hey,
the legal actions part is blacked out, so we don't know what they meant by legal action. But the memo describes any punishment as proportionate and subject to senior level approval. That language reassures no one. Proportion gets measured by the same official pushing that complaint, and senior approval means a manager signs off, not a judge. Officials already watch. Managers already monitor the department's official social media channels and media outlets on a daily basis for comments and recurring inaccuracies, quote unquote, the memo says. The strategy would push that surveillance from reaction towards prevention and early detection, catching disfavored speech earlier in his life. The chilling effect writes itself. A citizen who knows a federal department's reading posts, grading them for accuracy, and holding a lawsuit in reserve thinks twice before typing. The threat does work in a courtroom, it never has to. The government owned files admit the problem, as research found Canadians feel capable of spotting fake news and do not want Ottawa declaring what is true or not. The memo concedes that answering misinformation can amplify it, and that going after individuals risks further backlash. The department understood the public would object and mapped the plan anyways.
I was going to say, it sounds
Uh,
like Canada needs a revolution, just like the United States.
yeah. Compare the tune from 4 years back. The same liberal government declared that the rights and freedoms of individuals at offline must be protected online. That promise reads differently next to a memo about suing people for their posts. Ottawa has not explained how the monitoring runs, how often lawsuits were floated, or what a post must do to land on the department's radar. The memo sets no threshold, it names no outside check, and it leaves the federal government department free to decide what citizens spoke falsely and what the price should be. A government sure of its facts answered speech with more speech. This one drafted a plan to answer speech with lawyers. So the Ottawa actually considered suing people over their posts. I don't think Canada has a strong First Amendment like we do, that would never fly here in the U.S. But they would
Oh, come
try.
and sue me. You get about $5. Come and get me. You get about $5 of my money. Because that's all
Thank
I fucking
you,
got. Five
Frank
fucking
Uno
dollars.
Baron. Appreciate the support. Um, so yeah, there you go. So let's go to the next story. Defiance against Trump drives rise of Democratic Socialists in D.C. mayor's race. Like I said
Can we
last
stop
week,
saying that the Democratic Socialists, they are not socialists. They are capitalists.
yeah, like we talked about last week, democratic socialism is basically capitalism with a bigger safety net. That's really what it is. So it's still capitalist ultimately. So, as I talked about last week, the reason why these socialists are winning is not because the American people are accepting socialism or democratic socialism, whatever they want to call it. It's an anti-Trump vote. They see the establishment Democrats as too weak to fight Trump, so they're electing a bunch of these socialists or champagne socialists in order to fight Trump, even though they don't know the basic fact that Washington, you can never change Washington. Washington will change you. So either it'll change you or they'll kick you out of office if you refuse to change, one or the other. So unfortunately, normies don't really know that. They think that you can really fight the president and and Congress and Washington in general. That's not going to happen. Let's see. So this is the Democratic Socialist possible new mayor of DC. In August 2025, President Trump initiated a federal takeover of Washington, D.C. Nearly 11 months later, Washingtonians organized around one of the most progressive candidates in the district's mayoral history, a Democratic socialist named Janice Lewis George. I don't think Trump's really going to care because basically the feds are running DC now, so it's like, he can't do anything to me anyways. He'll of course he'll run around talking about socialism and how horrible socialism is in communism, but other than that, I mean, she's not going to affect what Trump does. Since August 2025, every corner of the District of Columbia has swarmed with thousands of National Guard troops. From major metro stations to residential neighborhoods. In September, thousands of residents gathered at Malcolm X Park and marched from Ward 1 all the way to the White House for the We Are All DC march. I didn't even know this happened, by the way, so that's how meaningless this was. The event was attended by thousands, and it was the single largest demonstration against Trump's takeover of DC. Countless bright red signs were scattered all over the marching masses, printed the same words that the crowds were chanting: "Free DC." This also happens to be the name of the organization that co-hosted the march, alongside labor unions and groups. Free DC is fiscally sponsored special project with community change, and according to Washingtonians, is one of the biggest reasons why Louis George won the Democratic primary. We're the only country in the world where the citizens of the capital city do not have full political protections, full legal protections. Said, but here's the thing: DC was never meant to be like a traditional city. It's meant to be a federal city where nobody's supposed to be citizens of Washington. People would move in and out depending on what Congress was doing. Nobody's supposed to live in Washington except for the president. So it wasn't meant to be an actual city. It was like a federal where the federal government will run the country, basically. So there was no intention of making it a city. Campaign director and founder of Free DC, and we know from other countries where dictatorships have taken root, the dictators and authoritarian leaders will always seek to control the capital city because it's a very easy way for them to silence dissent. But Trump, I don't get that. I mean, Trump is basically a '90s Democrat. Like he's a Bill Clinton type of Democrat, especially when it comes to immigration. And they act like he's some kind of dictator. It's completely ridiculous.
Well, the
Well,
problem is he's a '90s Democrat who's also a pedophile.
so was Bill Clinton. So,
So it's Bill Clinton. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
while this group was founded just a few years ago, the Free DC movements has roots in the 1960s. But when Marion Barry, blah, 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 I don't really care about the history. In 1974, Washington got its very first elected mayor after Congress passed the Home Rule Act. The legislation gave power to DC residents to form the day to day governance, but still withheld representation from Washingtonians at the federal level. This lack of real representation is a power imbalance at the central to this year's mayoral primary, according to organizers. So, what's this new mayor supposed to do? Like, she can't force Trump to do anything. And so it's like, oh, we got a new socialist mayor. It's like, Trump's like, just who cares? Like, what's she going to do to me? um, Louis George is one of just two candidates that the Free DC chose to endorse this cycle, alongside Robert White, who won his race for delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives. The endorsement process involved an in-depth questionnaire, a form, and a community voting process. Oh wow, like bureaucracy in that too. After everything was tallied, Louis George was the head and shoulders above all the other candidates being considered. Her campaign was really focused on building the power of the people together to do things very aligned with the Free DC. Nobody's coming to save us but us, and so we have to do this together. Yeah, except that you're not doing anything. Like you're not forcing Trump to free DC, as you put it. Louis George's platform include universal affordable health care. It's not going to happen. An issue particularly important to Washingtonians, as DC has the highest average child care costs in the country. Transportation is also the focus of her campaign, as she promised to make buses free for residents. That's total bullshit. She's not going to do that. Just like Mom Donnie didn't do it in New York. That's all. That's complete bullshit. I hate when they make all these promises and then they damn well know they can't deliver,
Well, they're
especially in
not going
Washington.
to. They deliver
Yeah.
all this shit and dangle the little carrot in front of those little sheeple. Hey, I'll dangle the carrot, and then they throw the carrot the other direction. The sheep will go, "Oh, but please, sir, may I have another?"
Yeah, and you're not going to do anything about childcare costs because Congress actually provides your funding. So that's not going to happen either. So I don't know why she's making these promises she damn well knows she can't keep. Um, Promise free buses for residents enrolled in SNAP food assistance and invest in bike lanes in the metro system. We have bike lanes here in New Jersey. I don't know what difference they actually make. I mean, that's more
We have bike
like,
lanes here in Pennsylvania too. It's no one uses them. No one
yeah,
uses them.
it's a virtue signal by liberal progressive governments in these blue states because that no one uses it here
But they
either.
want to get us ready
No.
for the 15-minute cities where you can ride bikes to work.
Louis George also focused heavily on affordability, listing her intention to expand rent stabilization programs, fund affordable housing, and invest in down payment assistance programs to increase home ownership in DC. Again, I don't want to do any of that without congressional funding, but this is why I hate these socialists because they make all these promises, but would damn well know they can't deliver. Louis George's candidacy as a Democratic Socialist came at a time when DC residents could see the effects of Trump's takeover in every street across the city. Under the president's orders, Washington, D.C. has become ground zero for immigration and customs enforcement, raids, and detentions. Just days before the election, Trump even threatened a deeper federal takeover if Louis George is elected mayor. In response, Louis George has doubled down in defense of her hometown. Well, you can't win that battle against the White House, so I don't know what you're doing in doubling down, but um we're not going to get ice off our streets by fearing this president. Well, I don't know what you're going to do because you can't get ice off the streets unless you somehow convince Trump to stop being Bill Clinton of today, because Bill Clinton deported a shit ton of people too. Oh, so did Obama, by the way. Let's see. We are not going to protect our rights or home rule by obeying in advance, she wrote in a statement, threatening home rule because they don't like how residents rose an attack on democracy itself. But it's democracy bullshit from Democrats. I mean, I'm tired of that too. The people of DC elect the mayor of DC, and they want someone who will stand up to Donald Trump and do what exactly? You a lot of tough talk, and and you're not going to do anything. Her supporters say this is a response to one of the reasons why so many of DC residents swung towards her platform. Again, that annoys me and pisses me off to no end because she knows she can't deliver. And if she thinks she can deliver, she's delusional. And she shouldn't be in office anyways.
But
Donald
don't you
Trump
love
doesn't.
that when they dangle the carrot in front of the
Yeah,
sheeple and the sheep go,
this this is why I hate these socialists more than Republicans, because Republicans know, they tell us what they're gonna do. They're gonna fuck us, and they tell us straight up, so at least we know it's coming. With these socialists and Democrats, like, oh, we're gonna give you all these free programs, which we damn know we can't deliver, and we promise to stand up to Donald Trump, whatever that means. Act like Trump is scared or something. And we're gonna stand up to him, and we're gonna defend our cities and states from him. And meanwhile, as soon as they get elected, they either give in to Trump or they can't do anything about it anyways. So it's like, I'm elected, so who cares? Michael, who's a senior political strategist at Workers' Family Party, another Democrat group I can't stand. Another group that endorsed Louis George. I think they saw strength in her response to him. And do what? Strength? Like, what does that mean? What's she gonna actually do? And just like any bully you stand up to, the bully will fold. Oh yeah, but Trump didn't fold. That's made up. He still did the federal takeover of DC, and he's still gonna do it. So he
the
didn't
problem
fold.
is this is all just bullshit so that her
Yeah.
little constituents can feel better about themselves until they realize, oh shit, she don't mean a word of it. She's not going to
No,
do
she
nothing.
doesn't.
She's
Yeah,
going to join Trump because she's a pedophile too.
Voters largely saw through these attacks, understanding that threats to home rule would be coming down the line no matter who won the primary. The biggest concern for many was how a leader handled those threats. The reality is, President Trump would do exactly what he wants to do. Oh, yeah, so he didn't fold. Like, that's made up. Like, you're talking about in the previous sentence that he folded, but he didn't fold. It doesn't matter who's elected mayor of D.C., Preston Mitchum, a black queer attorney. Oh, my God, a black queer attorney. Of course, she would be a socialist or a fake
Well, they
socialist.
all the boxes, don't they?
Yeah. Activist and supporter of Louis George told Truth Out. I think people use that against Janice in particular because she's a progressive black woman who's, oh my God, I hate these people,
Yeah.
who are not
Again,
a
they check
status
all the
quo
boxes,
candidate.
don't they?
Yeah, I can't stand these people. She is unapologetically a democratic socialist and someone who sees DC for exactly what it is, a city that should be a state. But it's not going to be a state, and it shouldn't be a state. It's a federal city. Like, what are you talking about? Should be a state. I can't stand these people. Louis George is a D.C. council member and a third-generation Washingtonian and a former prosecutor. Oh, of course, you're a former prosecutor. But somehow she's a democratic socialist and she's going to help the people even though she was a prosecutor. On paper, her experience is not unlike of those other leading candidates in the mayoral race, Kenyon McDuffie. McDuffie is a fourth-generation Washingtonian, and like Louis George, is also a D.C. council member and a former prosecutor. Another former prosecutor. However, was regularly aligned with current mayor Muriel Bowser. Kenyon run a very uninspiring campaign about what couldn't be done. Yeah, because he's realistic and he knows what can and can't be done. That's why he ran a quote unquote uninspiring campaign because he knows that he can't really do anything without Congress's approval. But the other woman lied through her teeth and that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you free buses and free childcare and free everything. Here's the carrot. Please vote for me. You elected me. Oh, by the way, I can't do any of that. Sorry. It just pisses me off. And this guy Michael, I'm sure knows that, but he's acting like he's pretending that she can actually do something. We are in a change moment, and right now the status quo is not going to be enough. Well, you're going to have to be enough because Trump ain't changing. While both candidates are former prosecutor, an issue that defines the differences is how they hope to address public safety. And one of the most heated issues in this cycle was youth curfew zones and teen takeovers. The current mayoral administration has used emergency youth curfew zones, specific areas of the city where young people are not permitted after a certain hour, to address the mass gathering of teenagers. After a viral teen takeover at Chipotle in D.C. Navy Yard neighborhood, McDuffie attacked Louis George for her votes against curfew zones, labeling her quote-unquote soft on crime. Critics of the curfew strategy have labeled it as inherently racist. Well, of course, everything's racist, saying that it targets black young people simply for this existing in public. Louis George instead recommended expanded programming and job pathways for young people in the district. Again, how are you going to fund that when Congress controls the purse strings of DC? Like, that's not a bad policy prescription, but at the same time, it's like you don't have the money to do that. On another issue related to policing, while both candidates spoke in favor of defunding the police in 2020, they have also both voted to increase funding for the Metropolitan Police Department. Of course they did. While serving, they give lip service to defunding the police, but as soon as it came down to it, they voted to increase funding. Very similar to what happened in New York with Mamdani. The NYPD had an over $100 million funding increase in Mamdani's budget, by the way. So, but progressives were out like he cut the police budget. Just total blatant lie there. While serving on the Council of District of Columbia, while McDuffie pledged to immediately add additional officers to the force, Louis George ran on promises to invest in alternatives to policing while, quote unquote, increasing police activity or accountability. Yeah, that's just a blatant lie, I guarantee. Let's see. According to voters and organizers, Free DC was the hinge that pushed Louis George across the finish line. The vast majority of DC residents want statehood. Well, they're not going to get it. That's no secret. But the Free DC movement aims to accomplish more than statehood. It's a response to authoritarianism and federal occupation. What? Federal occupation? The city belongs to the federal government. Like, what the hell are we talking about federal occupation? It already belongs to the federal government. It makes no sense. Like they don't know what they're talking about. Louis George has commitment to stand up against Trump, opposed to Bowser and McDuffie's stance of appeasement and compliance in advance. Well, that's what you're gonna have to do. Like again, what are you gonna do? Write a strong worded letter to Trump, like, oh yeah, you need to take away the National Guard and the troops, and you need to do all these things that I demand. Trump probably wouldn't read the letter. He'd probably throw it out and then call her a communist. Chair of the Metro DC Democratic Socialists of America. I hate the DSA. I really do. We have laws on the books about sanctuary status in the district, and we've been lied to by our current mayor, Mayor Bowser, about the cooperation of our police forces and local government with ICE. Denise Louis George said that she will make sure that cooperation truly stops. See, that's not going to happen. So unless it's just DC, mayors have very little power in DC. Bowser's administration has been criticized for its quickness to comply with the White House's demands. In March 2025, Mayor Bowser folded to Trump's pressure and painted over Black Lives Matter Plaza. I don't care about that, so whatever. A memorial to the racial justice protests of 2020 following the murder of George Floyd. Okay, I don't care about what that happened there. In August 2025, Mayor Bowser praised the president for the federal takeover and its effects on crime in D.C., although recent data indicates the National Guard had little or no effect to crime across the district. According to 2025 poll conducted by We Are Labor, which is, I assume, a progressive group, the majority of DC voters rated Bauer's performance as mayor unfavorably. 59% wanted a new candidate for mayor, 72% disagree with the mayor's cooperation with Trump. Voters were looking for a change that Louis George representative in the defiance she led with. Again, what is she gonna do? Oh, she's defiant against Trump. Okay, I mean, congratulations. Like, you're not going to do anything there. Yeah, you get the point.
No,
You know,
she's defiant with Trump by pretending to be strong, but then when it comes back to it, she agrees with Trump on everything. Do not let these fucking fools fool you. Wake up, people. They don't give a fuck about you.
These DSA Democrats are the worst, man. I mean, they act like they're not Democrats, but ultimately they're a wing of the Democratic Party, and they've even admitted it in the past. They're just the far left wing of the party, which that's why they never get any power, and that's why they never win. But let's see. So I want to get to this video about the DSA's new what's what I'm looking for. Their new platform, or what's rumored to be in their new platform. So this is a right-wing account, but this is the only one that had it, so that's why I'm using them. So, of course, they say, terrifying. The Democratic Socialists of America released new policy platforms that include eliminating the U.S. Senate, granting amnesty to illegal aliens, defunding the Department of Defense, and replacing the president and the Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen and subordinate to Congress. None of that's going to happen, by the way, but Fox News is pushing this as terrifying because they want to scare their boomer audience about how communism is taking over.
Oh no, communism everywhere! Oh my God, hide under your bed. We'll let you know when you're dead. God,
none of this is going to happen, so it's like a waste of time. None of this is going to happen.
Like I said on, I commented on Snow and, of course, ProPill. Please watch that.
Links in the description.
As I said, when they were showing Fox News, was talking about it was Jesse Waters and a woman who married her grandfather, so she wouldn't have to work a fucking job. She didn't have to pull herself up by her bootstraps because she just sucked a rich dick. Well, fuck, any idiot can do that. I forgot her fucking name, but anyway, they're on Fox News saying, "Oh my God, the communists! Oh my God!" No, you're saying capitalists, fuckers. They're capitalists, not communists. How do I know? They are fucking doing nothing for the poor, you idiots.
Look at but it says, by the way, they aren't socialists; they're communists. So of course they're pushing.
They're not socialists. They're not communists.
Yeah.
Who is?
Yeah, it's like it makes no sense, but the conservatives, they conflate socialism with communism all the time. You know, there's two different ideologies.
Well, and the problem is they also scare their audience because their audience doesn't know the difference. It's all capitalism, you dumb fucks. There is not one communist in Washington. You know how I know? Because, and this is what drives me up the wall the most. And I posted this on my ex. I said, it was an ex post that was the news is nothing but rich people paying other rich people to tell poor people to blame each other, and that's exactly what it is. They don't give a fuck about you. They're all fucking pedophiles. They all work together. This is professional wrestling, guys. Heels and baby faces working for one promoter. They don't give a fuck about you. And they hate your kids. Actually, they want to fuck your kids and then kill them. Dummies.
So this is Fox News, trying to fearmonger their boomer audience about the Democratic Socialists of America.
Who is representing people of America on the Hill? They want to eliminate the U.S. Senate. They want to replace the president and the U.S. Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen by subordinate to Congress. They want
No, they
amnesty
don't.
for all immigrants. And they want to defund
What's wrong with
the
that?
Department of War.
What's
This is
wrong with
according to a
that?
source
It's not going to
inside the
happen,
DSA.
but they
None of it's
literally
going to
are not going to do
happen.
it.
So they're fear mongering their boomer audience about stuff that's zero chance in hell of passing.
But the main
By the
point
way,
is
they are all
that
pedophiles. These people are all pedophiles.
Fox.
And they're talking about communism as if they know what that fucking term means.
Oh,
I
oh.
know they know what it means because they're all fucking rich and they want to tell their audience who has no fucking clue what communism means, except that it means boogie, 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 be afraid, hide under your bed.
Most Americans never took poli-sci 101 or political science 101, even though that should be in high school, but it isn't. They cut it out from the curriculum in most schools in this country. I
know
did
what
too,
communism
but
it means literally no one can be poor. It doesn't mean nobody can be rich. It means nobody can be poor, you dumb motherfuckers.
so let's continue with Brian Kilmeade and the two other minorities here. I don't know who they are. So.
there was this massive talking point that this is just liberal states and liberal districts where this is happening. I'm sorry. This is happening all across the country.
Totally
And
made up.
they have some platforms that a lot of young people and a lot of people that have grievances with the rich are going with.
You are the
Well,
rich,
that
fucker.
part-
You
that
are
part-
the elites.
That part's true. A lot of you, and we've seen this movie before with us
Yes,
10
because
years
the
ago.
elites want us all to die. They do not want us to own anything. Project 2030, people. Agenda 2030. You will own nothing. You will be happy, and you will eat sea bugs, and then we will kill you.
You brought up Project 2030. What Democrats have a Project 2029. So they have like a policy book if they win the presidency in the Congress. Well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to do a universal
Project
internet law.
2030. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to do that. And also they want to do an internet law, a national ID internet law. In order to log on to the internet, you need your ID.
Well, how disingenuous is it that this dude is sitting there in a fucking full suit and tie and talking about, well, poor people just don't understand us rich people, and they're making and the socialists, quote unquote socialists, are like totally making like the rich look bad. No, actually, you're making your fucking selves look bad, you fucking idiot. Stop diddling
it's
kids.
like Fox News. Basically, they say this to their audience all day.
Communist detected on American soil. Lethal force engaged.
That's what they're saying to their boomer audience all day. Pretty much.
Anti-American, it's anti-Jew, it's anti-Israel.
Totally
it's
made up.
anti-foundation of how this country.
Israel. Fuck Israel.
Yeah, and we're not young anymore. I'm about to be 40 next month, and Witchy's
am
already
40.
40. Like, yeah, so we're not young anymore. So, and
we
most
still
of
hate the
INN
fucking
is not
rich,
young.
dumb fuck. And I know the difference between socialism, communism, and capitalism.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
It's built. They believe that our country is deeply flawed, and
Oh,
it
you
is.
don't
so
say.
you gotta
You got
have
fucking kids who
No, but
literally
he's
just
shocked.
lost their SNAP benefits. Literally, people
Yeah.
are losing their SNAP benefits. Poor people are losing their SNAP benefits. Oh, well, we have so much. I mean, can you imagine that the poor people think they're being fucked over by the rich? I mean, can you believe it? I mean, what a silly thing. I mean, what fuck? I mean, what are rich people gonna, when are people gonna look out for rich people and give us a good look? How about you go fuck yourself? How about you go suck a dick?
So, now he's shocked because, he made it. He made it. I mean, he's wealthy. I don't know whether his parents.
Yeah, he's
I
wealthy
know.
and everyone else is. He's like, can you imagine? Like, I'm wealthy and I get spit on because poor people. I mean, they have the wrong impression about me. I'm a pedophile and I'm on Fox News and I sucked a dick to get here. But I mean, I'm a really nice guy, maybe, sort of.
He works at Fox News, make a multi-million-dollar salary, and he's like, I can't believe that the young hate me. I'm black. I mean,
Republican Party that speaks truth to power on
Totally
all
made
of
up.
They don't even want the police. They don't want any board.
that's totally
Name
made
one. Name one Republican that has spoken truth to power. I'll wait.
They pretend that Republicans are speaking truth to power, which is basically the socialists. That's what he's arguing there, which is made up.
One candidate said, I don't care if they committed a crime and they're a legal immigrant. You still should not be able to deport them. So
That's
that
not
was
okay.
that was a Doralisa Chabelier who said something similar. She didn't say exactly that, but she said something similar where she doesn't think that illegal aliens should go to jail for murder. Because to be fair,
Because she's an idiot. She's just pondering to her
yeah,
base.
yeah. She said that she didn't say those words directly, but she was asked 4 times whether illegal aliens should go to jail for murder, and she didn't answer the question. She kind of spun around. She kind of avoided the answer 4 times. So it's like, yeah, she indirectly said that. So
We're not talking about reasonable people, but you got to make the case because these young people are showing up to vote. And the college educated, I know there were some headlines about us talking about the other day, but these college educated people have been indoctrinated and they're not rational. They don't
that's totally, well, here's the thing. I think,
fucker, they're literally dying from hunger, you stupid motherfucker. But you're too fucking rich to care.
He's talking about college educated people who are voting for these socialists, but it's like, aren't you college educated? I would assume you are, working at Fox. Unless you're not, I don't know. I mean, I've never seen the girl or this guy before. I don't know who they are.
Well, and Brian Kilmeade? Isn't it funny that the guy who literally said we should kill homeless people? We should kill homeless people because they're all druggies. No, fucker, they're working poor.
Brian Kilmeade went on Fox Radio, I think it was on his radio show.
Literally went on Fox Radio and said we should kill homeless people.
Kill homeless people in
New York. And as long as he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way," all is forgiven.
Yeah,
and by the way, he probably found Jesus too up his ass and sucked his dick.
He didn't get suspended or fired. I mean, he's still there. He said after he said that.
They don't understand the markets. They don't understand any of that. They understand this new world order, and they're voting for this as well. So we got to start focusing back on the college campuses.
The new world order.
Again.
And some are framing this as sort of a east to west wave. It's not. It is a tide rising all around us. These candidates have been erupting, have been fomenting all across the country. You're absolutely right. Starting with college campuses, city councils, mayors, district attorneys, etc. So they are all around you. They are all around.
Because literally, they don't want their kids to live. This is the sheeple. This is what sheeple don't get. They are literally telling you, well, you're too poor to go to college, so why don't you just go fucking die? Because you shouldn't have your kids being taught this liberalism. Oh, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Literally, we go to college to learn a trade. Then they turn around and say, sorry, you don't have any experience. We can't give you a job. That's really what they're fucking saying. College is a fucking waste of time. All it does is put you in 6-figure fucking debt.
Hey. So let's see.
So you can play in your mom's basement forever.
Yeah, I want to get to Iran first, and let's see here. Trump says that the Iran deal.
If I want to say one thing about Fox News, because I was yelling and screaming in my room and probably pissed off my dad. I don't care. But I mean, they were having, and I'd like to show the clip. Can I show the clip actually?
I guess, yeah. I mean, we have time.
Let me get that up. Go ahead with your thing. I'll get this up in a while. It's literally Fox News. It's not Brian Kilmeade. It's Jesse Waters and some rich bitch who literally sucked a rich dick and literally doesn't have to work a fucking day in her life. So, she sits there and goes, oh, I'm like, communism. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, like, suddenly.
Trump says the Iran deal is most likely over, even though today he said that it's back on. So signals more U.S. strikes are likely coming. Let's see. In remarks at NATO summit in Turkey on Wednesday, President Trump claimed that the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran negotiated last month was no longer in effect, citing the resumption of military attacks between the two countries. Trump's comments the U.S. and Iran has exchanged fire over the past several days, with U.S. Central Command announcing on Tuesday night that they have completed strikes on around 80 targets. The president was visibly upset when responding to questions from reporters about the war. Quote, I don't think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore, unquote. The U.S. president engaged in name-calling against Iran's leaders, calling them sick people and scum, a noted departure from his positive descriptions of them when negotiations were going better. Let's see. So here's the president saying that on Blue Sky. So this is Aaron Rupar on Blue Sky. Let's see.
Is the ceasefire over? Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question.
It's a very interesting question.
I think it's over.
I think it's over.
I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is?
No,
They're
you're
scum. They're sick people.
You're a fucking
They're
pedophile
led by
scum.
sick people.
They're sick people.
And
sick people.
they're
You're a
vicious,
sick
violent
person.
people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned,
they
it's
wouldn't.
over.
No, they
Forget
wouldn't.
their fucking religion,
Negotiators,
Trump.
they want to negotiate.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't use a nuke.
They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back
Go
to
fuck
me.
yourself.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. We make a deal.
That's massive projection.
And then if I make a deal with him, we have a deal, and he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo.
Yeah, so are you. You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. So this is you got your fuck.
Yes. Okay, so this is, I don't know who this rich bitch is right here. Her. I don't know who this is. But
You don't know who
literally-
that is?
No, I
No,
don't know
that's-
her name. Fuck her.
That's Caroline Levitt, isn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
Caroline Lovett, who sounds like she's related to Mark Lovett, who is literally a Christian apologist and pedophile. So yes. All right, so let's hear them go boogie, boogie, boogie communism.
Caroline Levitt. This is posted by fascist lover Jesse Waters.
Dirty Jesse. Waters.
June
And
2nd.
pedophile Jesse Walters.
So let's hear this.
Candidates running for the modern day Democrat Party. This is not your granddaddy's Democrat Party. This is not the Democrat Party of JFK.
Yeah, this ain't the fucking Dixiecrats that sat around and wanted to be with the slaves. Shut up, you fucking bitch, and go get a fucking real job instead of sucking
Cowboy
rich dick.
Kitty is right there. Nazi Barbie sugar baby. So there you go.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
Cowboy Kitty
yeah.
then.
Cowboy Kitty. Good to see you, man.
This is a full-blown communist revolution that is taking over Capitol Hill right here in Washington,
No,
D.C.,
it's
just
not
a few steps
communism.
away from where we are sitting right now. The inmates are running the asylum. These are
Oh, so you finally admit that you fuckers are running the asylum. Except that you have one little thing. You are the inmate, you dumb fuck. Duh. This is why you would never make it in society, bitch. We literally would throw you to the wolves because you're fucking weak, you're fucking stupid, and that's why you had to suck a rich dick and marry one so you didn't have to get a fucking job because you have no fucking skills.
crazy people.
Communist revolution, guys. There's a communist revolution happening.
Jesus Christ, I wish.
And it's checks notes, Democrats.
I have so many inside job sound bits on our soundboard.
Mhm.
I'd like to hear those sometime if she ever gets back on the show.
Uh-huh.
Full-blown communist revolution, and it's Democratic Party candidates.
That was Pam Bondi, and she was fired. Now it's Todd Blanche, who's another one of Trump's personal attorneys as AG.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, he sucks dick.
People who are advocating against what I call the 3 Ps: prison, police, and private property. They don't want any of those things, and those are
That's full. That's shit. No. You are so full of shit, dude. You're first of all, private property literally is full of property tax. Dumb fuck. And actually, it's actually the rich who want to take over that private land because they think it's theirs. They think they are entitled to it.
I got a call. I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. Take your call.
So anyway, this is from Little Miss Barbie, who literally married a rich fuck old enough to be her fucking grandfather, so she didn't have to work a 9-to-5 job for minimum wage because she has no skills. She's a fucking retard, and she literally just sucks dick all day. Because I'm sure she's not fucking her husband, who's old enough to be her fucking grandfather.
ideals that founded this great country 250 years ago. But as President Trump says,
Our ideals 250 years ago were let's fucking feed the poor, fucker. Freedom of speech, that means for everybody, not be for rich folks.
Communism is easy to sell. You just promise people free stuff. Until a few years, you're living in squalor with no free home, no free food. You're just sitting.
What the fuck are you talking about? You are not making any fucking sense. First of all, none of them ever promised that. You fucking moron. You are a fucking moron. And you know how we got all that non-free shit? Fucking capitalism. Yay!
Yeah, the communism
means public owned, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, it says the commie caucus is growing. None of them have won their elections yet. They're all it's just the primary. Yeah, like
but they can fearmonger boogie.
There with a whole bunch of communists looking around and saying, "What the heck happened to our?"
Oh yeah, a whole bunch of communists looking around going, "What the hell happened?" Capitalism.
There's dirty Jesse Waters there. Did you know the story about Jesse Waters married his wife?
No.
Do you know that story?
No.
And his first wife, he met a young Fox News intern, and what he did, he's married already, by the way. What he did was he would follow her around all day long, and then eventually he flattened her tires in order to get close to her, refilled her tires, and then basically left his wife for her because he kept following her like a creep and kept harassing her.
Stalker.
Yeah, that's literally what he would. That's how he married his current wife, who was a lot younger than him, by the way.
Yeah, because he's a fucking pedophile, and she's literally a pedophile too. I'm sure they have child trafficking rings probably somewhere going on in another country, like Romania, like fucking Andrew Tate and the other fucking slut, Erica Kirk, who literally love diddling little kids themselves. So again, this is from a fucking blonde airhead, number one, and number two from a fucking pedophile who literally is a stalker. Like if my man did that, I literally would have his ass in jail. I wouldn't marry him. I would put his ass in jail.
Hey, Stephanie. No, I mean, are you not getting notifications when we go live? Because we've been going live every Friday for a while. I'm glad you found us, but
yeah, I was gonna say, wait, what?
Yeah, we're being like shadow banned pretty much because nobody's knowing when we go live, So that's what's going on.
Yeah, hey Steph. That's funny. My name is Steph too. So
yeah,
so I thought you were talking to me. I was like, wait, what? You never get them. Yeah, we're definitely being shadow banned.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you're not getting them, even though you click the bell for notifications and they don't work.
Yeah, I literally that's what I was doing. I subscribed to us, and literally I didn't get any notifications. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Hiccups, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So back to this great story from not only Descent and Bloom, but also Snow Himbo. Please check them out. ProPilled, their name is here's their link tree.
It's in the description too. I put it there. Their YouTube channel.
ProPilled, yep.
That's literally the current state of every Western capitalist country under capitalism.
Right.
And they always do this.
Falsely conflating socialism and communism. They're similar ideologies, but they're not the exact same.
No, they're not.
But they like to do that because they know communism's a buzzword. So they'll say like anything that's even mildly progressive, communist.
Yeah, and they also know, just to add on to what Descent and Bloom said there, they also know their audience doesn't know the difference and doesn't know the definition of communism or socialism. They only know that the evil communists are coming to get them and take away their home. What they forget, what they don't understand is the rich are doing that. They under capitalism. They have nothing because we are under capitalism. And that's what I don't get. Like this little blonde bitch who literally married her grandfather so she wouldn't have to work a 9-to-5 job because she has no skills. Her only skill is sucking a dick. Well, fuck, I can do that too. I just didn't suck the right dick, but I sucked a dick that I'm in love with. So, I mean, I got morals. She doesn't. Anyway, back to what I was going to say. They don't understand. Like she literally said the quiet part out loud there. Oh, well, they ended up with nothing. Okay, yes, they ended up with nothing, but say the rest of it. The rest of it is we're still under capitalism, you dumb fuck. So even if these people who are winning these Democratic caucuses or whatever, elections or whatever, if they are winning these things, they're still capitalists. They're not communists. And if they were communists, I would rather see a communist win, which is not going to happen, not in a fucking million years, unless we get rid of all these fucking rich dudes rich people who literally diddle kids. And I'm not going to stop saying that because they do. And we pay taxes to pedophiles, people. Wake up. Anyway, but what she's not saying is literally that her people who watch this shit and actually believe it's real, they shake their heads and go, yeah, they're offering free stuff and I don't got nothing. Yeah, under capitalism, you dumb fuck. We do not have communism in this country, you fucking idiot.
So, like Fox News is when it comes to socialism.
That doesn't work for me, bro.
Right. Absolutely right. I have stuff to say about CM Punk and then tomorrow. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the same fucking play with these people. They don't know they may or may not know what the words mean. But they definitely bank on their audience having no fucking idea what they mean.
Yeah. Oh,
so they can just
No, I know the rich people know what they mean, and they're going to use it to their advantage because their audience does not know what those words mean. Oh, they're offering free stuff here and there, and they're communists and blah, blah, blah. And now you have nothing because of them. We don't have communism in this country, you fucking morons. We don't have it in this country. We have capitalism, not communism, you fucking morons. Wake up. Stop being sheep.
Oh, whatever. But 9 out of 10 times, these people will accurately describe like current capitalism in America.
Yes.
And then create this like scary situation where it's actually communism.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm not kidding. That's what these people do.
Witchy's TMSing more than me.
Wait, Witchy's what?
TMSing more than me.
Out there more than me. Well, you're not my buddy guy. What? Is that just Snow in drag?
It's a picture of Snow with like a ridiculous mustache, but
okay. Well, if that's not so himbo, we love Snow. Tising.
TMSing. Like TMS, women get TMS, so.
PMS?
Oh yeah, it's PMS. Yeah, is that what you meant? PMS?
Baby, I ain't got my friend. I lost my friend a couple days ago. All right, anyway, more of this.
The president said he'd be a great communist. He'd give everything away for free.
It's an easy sale to make.
But he said communism.
You're a fucking idiot. That's not even that's not what communism means, you fucking retard.
It's totally made up.
It's totally made up. You fucking made that up to scare poor people into believing that rich people have the solution. What you're describing is capitalism, fucker. And actually, like literally, all you have to do is say, "Oh, I'll give you this for free," and then you don't give it to them, fucker.
This new strain, it's the biggest threat the country.
Strain is crazy.
Like we're all
it's like a disease, just this. Well, now there's there's a new COVID strain, but also there's a new communism strain.
Communism.
Is there a vaccine against communism? Is there a vaccine against communism? Is there a medication we could?
Is there a vaccine against stupid rich fucks?
No.
Who literally are pedophiles and creepy stalkers? For fuck's sake.
I need to get like that Windows error message where like when a computer crashes or something. So like it's kind of like that.
You said that. Oh, autism. Okay. Witchy's autism. Oh,
yeah, I don't understand what you mean.
I don't have autism, first of all. I know Snow does, but that's okay. We still love Snow. I love Snow. I think they're pretty normal to me. I don't see a difference with them. But
take to treat communism.
They're probably developing that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's called a lobotomy.
Yeah. And they want
Hey,
to do that to all
Steffi,
poor
I
people.
absolutely do not want to change her. I appreciate how unimaginably insane this fucking weirdo is.
It's not insanity. She literally is just rich because she sucked a rich dick and was able to, make him marry her.
Caroline,
and it's, she's not fucking her husband. He's old enough to be her grandfather. She's fucking around with anything that moves.
Levitt is in her early 30s and married a guy in his mid 50s, I think. So, and he has a child with her, allegedly. So, with him.
Yeah, that's how you trap them. You trap them with a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a woman. I know how to do it. I never did it, not on purpose anyway, because I didn't trap my ex.
Yeah, I don't know how much more Richie wants to play of this, but
We can show more next week. But I just wanted to show that because I mean, talk about oh man. I literally was yelling at my TV, calling this woman everything but a fucking white woman.
yeah. Let's see here. So, platter. Oops. Hold on. Platter. I fucked up. So I wanted to, and then we're gonna wrap up with Caitlin Johnstone read article. So and then we'll just wrap up with that. But I gotta actually share my screen. Hold on. There you go. This is gonna be kind of small. I'm gonna have to read it. So Graham Plattner formally withdrew today from the Senate race. So let's see. I write
And shockingly,
formally.
it was not over the fact that he's a homosexual who wants to rape men in the ass for breaking into his house.
And I just gotta say, Gen X girl, I'm sorry, but you trying to defend Grant Plattner.
Yeah, I don't get her over the top defense of Graham Plattner. I mean, it's like I just didn't get it. I'm surprised that she would go down that rabbit hole in defending Graham Plattner the way she did. She's doing because she's still doing it. On
She's
January
supposed to be a
9th.
part of INN or something?
No, not really. She's a friend of the network, definitely, but not a member, like an official member of the network. On June 9th, 156,084 Mainers voted for a new kind of politics. That's always his talking point. One that's representative of people down here in the real world, not billionaires or oligarchs of the political establishment. Mainers voted for Medicare for all, not going to happen. To ban billionaires from buying elections, not going to happen either. And for a end of taxpayer funded genocide and forever war, it's not going to happen either. They voted for time and dignity, for strong unions and jobs that can raise families on the hope of buying a home for the chance to retire with grace. None of that's going to happen either. People are desperate for change, for this broken system to be righted, the American experiment to be furthered. Over the last 11 months, thousands and thousands of Mainers poured their hearts out, time, and talent into a movement that delivered that vision. I will forever be grateful to them. And in submitting this letter today, I seek to further the movement as we build together in the future we believe in. My name may be on the ballot, but that ballot line belongs to the people of Maine. With such, please consider this notice of my official withdrawal from consideration from this office. Fuck ICE, free Palestine, up the hearts, Graham Plattner.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I don't believe you. Go suck a dick.
Yeah, free Palestine. Meanwhile, you were still in the military and didn't apologize for killing.
He was in the military, and what's worse, he was a guard at Abu Ghraib, which is where they tortured all the Arabs right after the Iraq War launched. Yeah, he was a guard there, and he's proud about it too. Initially, now he's like, oh well, but he was a guard there. Like he was at Abu Ghraib when they're doing all that torturing.
And he took part in it, I believe, right?
I don't know about that.
I'm sure he fucked a bunch in the ass for breaking into the fucking asylum.
I have no evidence for that, but I would suspect that he probably was doing the torture, or at least part of that crew. So, yeah, Graham Plattner, man, he's like...
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Let's see.
I'm sorry if I can't get excited about a guy who literally said he wanted to fuck a guy in the ass or rape a guy in the ass for breaking into his quote-unquote girlfriend's house.
And also, what he also did, in his statements that other politicians do, which I don't understand. He's like, all these sexual allegations are untrue. Well, why did you drop out then? I mean,
he shouldn't have dropped out because everybody unendorsed him, and he had no political allies. Everybody unendorsed him, pretty much. All the progressive white commentators who were supporting him.
Yeah, even Emma Beglin, that rich bitch.
Yeah, she. Like Graham Plattner is like
gay.
So I want
where is it? An idiot go. What's wrong with him being gay? I said nothing. But there is a problem with threatening to rape men in the ass who break into your girlfriend's house. That's what I have a problem with.
That's the type of behavior that happens in the military. You know, and rape is it's a common form of abuse in the military. They rape women, they rape men. I mean, prisoners of war always get raped and tortured, especially the U.S. military. So, anyways, this is Troy Jackson, the man who's supposed to be replacing
is
Graham
that Marty
Plattner.
Jannetty with a bad haircut?
It does look like Marty Jannetty, but anyways, this guy is the new progressive that the DSA and other white progressives in this space are trying to push. Unfortunately for them, Troy Jackson also has issues. He voted against gay marriage and abortion at one point in his life. He also allegedly beat up a woman too, just like Plattner did. So it's another left-wing progressive that like to beat up women. So this is MSNBC or MS Now, whatever the hell they call this channel now. And
Troy Jackson is not progressive. He voted against so many bad things like gay marriage, abortion. He did that, and now wants to say he's progressive. If they put up Troy Jackson, if they put up Shanna Bellows, I'm voting for Susan Collins. And I hate to say that as an independent, but Troy Jackson and Shanna Bellows aren't going to...
Yeah, he claims that if they put up Troy Jackson, I'm voting for Susan Collins. So he claims me independent, but...
be able
to do anything in that federal government.
Because I don't vote for any, because they're not the lesser of two evils, they're just evil.
Yeah.
I know that gentleman says he's an independent, but he's expressing progressive values and beliefs there. So respond to him.
Well, I mean, and honestly, he is accurate. I voted against those things over 15 years ago. Since then, I've found out, I've understood. I mean, I've always been someone that believed that healthcare.
No, what happened was it's politically inconvenient. So now you change your position.
Right.
And now you're in favor of abortion and gay marriage. Even though for most of your life you were against it. It's very recent. So you want to be senator. We're so bad that you change your positions like that in order to.
And what's the difference on abortion? You motherfuckers vote against it but yet you literally kill poor children by making them starve to death. So you care about fetuses more than you care about the real children. Let's be fucking real here, people. They don't care about your fucking children. All they care about is fucking fetuses who they think need to be born. And then after they're born, they don't give a fuck about them. So excuse me if I call them fucking hypocrites.
Ellen's Susan Collins is pro-Israel, yes. And Plattner's anti-Israel. Well, he says he was, but I don't buy that.
He was pro-Israel.
Yeah, that's the. He's like
he has Nazi tattoos. Trust me, he was pro-Israel.
Yeah, I compare him to John Fetterman. He would have been John Fetterman 2.0 if he would have won.
Uncle Festerman, yeah.
Yeah, and Kyle Kalinske would have freaked out about it and talked about how he betrayed the movement, just like Fetterman. He did with Fetterman. So
yeah, exactly.
There's a human right. And it became clear to me after some time that abortion, reproductive rights access is a human right. It's healthcare. It's people that deserve to have that. And when it dawned on me,
dawned on me one day.
I became a real advocate for that. I mean, over the last.
One day, I just thought, if a guy wants to suck another guy's dick, he should be able to do that. It came to me one day, it just hit me like a bolt of lightning.
Goyster Man says, I literally served in Israel's wars. And there's a picture of Graham Plattner there. So, yeah, that is true.
10 years, I've had 100% voting record for Planned Parenthood. I've sponsored or co-sponsored some of the most progressive abortion access in the entire country and fought vehemently for it. And I make no bones about a bad vote years ago coming out of a rural area, a very Catholic area. But
his excuse
is like, I came out of a Catholic area. So
the Catholics diddle kids, you idiot. That's not good to say.
So basically, I'm sorry I voted against gay marriage and abortion. I was a Catholic.
It's because I came from a Catholic background. Well,
yeah, I'm a Catholic,
so you support pedophiles. Good to know. You literally, if you say you're Catholic, then you literally support pedophile priests. Because why otherwise would you be Catholic?
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to have all kinds of thoughts about these things, but I mean, I have a 20-year record of votes like that, but a whole bunch of votes that people like in the DSA think that I'm very progressive.
Look, he's
you're
looking
so
for
progressive, you're a
DSA. Yeah, he's looking for support from DSA, which I think he got that endorsement. At the time he didn't have it, but he got it now.
So I mean, in the end, I'm fighting for people. I'm fighting for people across Maine.
You're fighting for
You can call them whatever votes you
elite.
want, but in the end, I think they're the things that actually drive people, make people's lives better. And it's part of the frustration that people in Maine have right now of a government that's not working for them. And I feel like that too. I'm the Senate president for the last 6 years, the second highest ranking official in Maine. And I'm frustrated that government does not work the way it should. And that's what this race is about.
And you're not going to do
making
anything to help
sure that we have a government that fights for Mainers.
You do have 100% rating from.
And trust me when I say, Ellen, there is proof. There are several women who came out against him and said he did this, he did that, and they actually did have credible proof. It's kind of like the Tara Reid stuff. When Tara Reid had all this stuff come out,
her story is very similar.
You passed the Caitlyn Johnston.
No, yeah, I'm gonna get to that a little bit, but I'm looking for something else here. Oh yeah, real quick. Al Sayed is now claiming he's not a democratic socialist. So after he said it during the campaign, now he's backpedaled from that. So,
do you define yourself as a socialist, a democratic socialist?
I don't, and it's largely because
I thought you were. You said you were when you started campaigning. Now he's like, oh, no, I'm not a democratic socialist because he thinks he's going to win.
He's in the club. He's a pedophile.
Yeah,
And of course, when you go on Mehdi Hassan's show, you get asked with softball questions, you know.
Yeah, he went on Mehdi Hassan and said, well, I'm not a democratic socialist, but that's how you campaign. And you said
I'm just saying, no, I'm a communist. If you got a problem with that, suck my dick.
I'm a person of faith, and then everyone else has to bring empirics.
You would like to reform capitalism.
I would like to restructure a lot of the financialized incentives that sit right now that keep us making bad.
I hate him. The status quo.
I hate this guy just as much as I hate Mamdani because they're both the smug, arrogant, dudes, and it's like, it's just the worst. I can't stand either of these guys.
Decisions both for consumers and for the workers who actually do the work.
But you do support
You don't give a
Medicare
fuck
for All.
about
You wrote the
those
book on
workers.
it.
I do.
You would like to see a universal government-funded healthcare system.
Absolutely.
So he supports Medicare for all.
Sure he does. Yeah, all the way to the fucking bank.
Let me see. Let me
I
go
want
to
to see
this.
what the Emma Vigeland post was there.
Yeah, can we see Emma fucking
is this?
Vigeland, the little rich bitch?
Oh yeah, this is Ed Gentry.
Living off of mommy and daddy.
You follow him, Angel.
I should. I don't know. I haven't really followed him. Fuck it. In the wake of Graham Plattner's fallout, the host of the Majority Report said they always believed Tara Reid's accusation about Joe Biden sexually assaulted her. That's not true. But in Biden's presidential campaign in 2023, Emma Vigeland and Sam Cedar both said Reid was not credible, which is true. The clips are here, in fact.
I mean, do a lot of the people, and I'm not talking about like the people on the left. I'm talking about
This is this month, July 2026. So.
The center on this point. Like, do they believe Tara Reid? Because I did. I always did.
Right.
Like,
No,
do they
you
believe
did.
that Bill
Lies,
Clinton was
lies.
rapist? Because I believe he was too. It'd be nice to
the
like have.
disembodied voice never believed. They didn't believe Tara Reid in 2023. We'll get.
They
to
did
that.
not believe a thing
That's
that
a lie.
Tara Reid
Have an
said.
actual full accounting on this. I think it'd be a good occasion. Maybe Near Tanda wants to say, does she believe Tara Reid?
Yeah, and I think I said this on Left Reckoning yesterday as well.
When Joe Biden was a senator in the early 90s, he raped Tara Reid. I know that is the accusation, indeed.
I think that, to be honest, guys, there's been some holes poked in that story.
Oops. What happened in 20? What happened? You said a few days ago you believed her. Now in 2023, she's like, well, there are holes in that story. What holes?
Emma
What did you say,
Vigeland,
by the way.
also said on Majority Report. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but she was asked by a caller or whatever, saying, "Does Israel have the right to exist?" She's like, "Of course Israel has the right to exist." You know, that's what she said.
And now she's anti-Zionist all of a sudden too. So it's like it depends on what the progressives believe, and she changes her position like that. So
Yes, I mean Tara Reid has some
totally made up. There's no holes in that story.
some serious credibility issues. It seems to me. But
No, she wasn't. They even
do you
showed
think
No, that's
her
again,
mom-
that's made
They
up.
even showed the clip of her mom calling into a talk show and talking about her
She-
daughter.
She called into Larry King Live in 1995 or 96, Tara Reid's mother, to talk about Joe Biden. You know, not Joe Biden.
And now
She said a
she's
U.S.
still stuck
senator.
in Russia. Isn't Tara Reid still stuck in
Can
Russia?
Sam Cedar ever get through a full sentence without
No.
so many times?
That's why I can't stand watching when I used to like the Cenk Uyghurs and stuff. I couldn't stand watching him because he's
Because they always talk about Jimmy Dore. They're always they want to poke Jimmy Dore in the ass for some reason. They can't stop talking about him.
Well, I will admit, I prefer, I would prefer TYT over majority report now because at least there are times where they'll still go after Democrats and the squad who have betrayed them. They'll still do that.
In fact, Tara Reid had her own show. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had a show. I forget what it's called right now, but she did.
Look at her profile.
Oh yeah, yes, I used to watch it, but she's in Russia now and hasn't been able to do really much of anything.
Yeah, it's difficult to do this
She
show.
was kicked out of her own country because she dared to actually tell credible information about someone who SA'd her back in the 90s, and her own country said, "Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out." This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Again, for the Democrats in 2024, I don't think so. No.
Yes. If Trump wins again, I could see a similar sort of cultural type of reckoning playing itself out.
Oh, with Trump?
Yeah, if Trump wins again. Is that what the question was?
No, I think it was, do you think Tara Reid will become an issue for the Democrats in 2024?
I said at the time, like, I unfortunately, I think the calculus is you need more than one accuser for one of these guys. Like, I think that even if Tara Reid, like, and I haven't followed that super close.
So the disembodied voice is now said in 2023 said, well, I mean, you need more than one accuser. So Tara Reid's lying, basically. Indirectly said that. So yeah, disembodied voice is lying because he didn't always believe Tara Reid. So,
but like, I don't think people are going to believe one person, which is a horrible thing.
But what's
like,
the woman that accused Trump?
I don't think it will be.
Well, the fuck, she got a whole bunch of fucking money, and yet she had credible evidence either.
Jean Carroll, yeah, she got like $5 million from Trump for defamation.
Tara Reid was literally credibly proven right, and she got kicked out of the fucking country. She didn't get $5 million fucking dollars. Yeah. No, she got kicked out to Russia. This is what happens when you literally credibly accuse someone of SA, and literally you get traumatized over and over and over again. They do not believe all women. I believe women until there is evidence that proves otherwise.
If this loads. Okay, here we go. So this is a website created by his opponent, Haley Stevens, about all the lies that Abdul and that the fake doctor, did. So let's see. He claims he eliminated $700 million in medical debt for Wayne County residents. In fact, Abdul overstates the claim he erased $700 million in medical debt. Al-Sayed claims he already erased $700 million in medical debts untrue. So let's see. He claimed that he removed lead from Detroit's elementary schools. The truth? Detroit public schools to shut off all drinking water after tests showed elevated lead and copper levels. Let's see. To be fair, this is the website of his opponent. So I can't verify a lot of this stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is all true because this guy's a liar, just like Mamdani is. He said he would. Yeah, to make sure that folks were safe in the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Facility, that he rebuilt the entire facility from the studs. The truth, flooded with sewage and garbage. Michigan's Al-Sayed said he rebuilt a troubled Detroit area juvenile jail. Records say otherwise. So he claims that he built a program to guarantee child a free pair of glasses and delivered 50,000 pair of glasses. The truth, in his capacity as health director of both the Detroit and Wayne County, Al-Sayed prioritized free access to glasses for kids through a mobile eye care clinic, partnering with the National Profits Division to learn to do so. Here we go. The city had provided nearly 1,000 pairs of glasses to city students, not 50,000 as he's claimed. Let's see. His PAC, Southpaw. Oh, wait, he has a PAC?
Of course, they all have PACs.
What a good progressive, huh? Would harness the people power from his failed 2018 gubernatorial campaign. People didn't know he ran for governor, by the way. And put it behind great progressive candidates up and down the ballot in our state. The truth is, Al-Sayed PAC spent a majority of funds on consultants, records show. So he spent most of the money on consultants and not on progressive candidates, as he said. Oh, by the way, very similar to Crystal Ball's PAC. You remember that story where she spent most of the money she took most of the money for herself and spent it on consultants, the rest of it. So Abdul said he was a quote-unquote physician. The truth? Dem Senate's Hopeful's physician campaign pit under fire as license records reveal key gaps. Abdul Al-Sayed says he's a physician but has no experience as a licensed medical doctor. So again, that's why I call him the fake doctor, because he never actually practiced.
Doctor, it hurts when I pee. There's a demon in your cock. Come on, guys.
Let's see. He's been in public service for 10 years. The truth, Al-Sayed, 41, has just worked 2 real jobs in his adult life, totaling less than 4 years, according to his resume. This is a guy who wants to be a senator for life. So
yeah, so he doesn't have to fucking work.
Yeah, so he only had 2 jobs in his entire life, and he's 41, by the way. So it's not like
older
he's
than us.
young.
Jesus Christ.
He turned around the broken animal care system in Detroit. The truth, Detroit animal shelter scandal resurfaces as Abdul Al-Sayed launches U.S. Senate bid. He's claimed that he would ban corporate PAC money in our politics. The truth, Michigan. Yeah, Al-Sayed pledged to crack down on dark money. As an activist, he put it to use. Well, so yeah, so that, it's a lot more lies than that. But he's just lying.
So was Plantner. Plantner was a psyop too. This is all just fucking psyops, guys. They're putting this shit out there to make you believe in bullshit that doesn't exist.
So this is a supercut of Democrats explaining why Nazi tattoos and sexually aggressive behavior are fine, actually. So it's not a big deal,
Not a big deal.
The
You wouldn't
obsession
just fucking shut up. I mean, at least
Yeah.
a man's touching you. Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves.
The white progressives, for the most part here, defending Plattner's Nazi tattoos and sexually aggressive behavior. So let's watch.
The obsession with personal purity. We're not hiring a priest. We're hiring a senator. We're going to talk about fucking tattoos and sexting. He gets a hall pass.
I don't give a fuck if somebody had a toxic relationship. Toxic relationships.
Like she constantly curses.
I don't give a fuck.
It's so unbecoming.
I don't give a fuck if someone rapes me in the ass because at least they're fucking touching me. Because no guy wants to touch me, and I can't get a woman either. Like, go fuck
And
yourself.
tattoos.
Baby. It's fucking
And all of this.
traumatizing to be sexually assaulted. You dumb bitch.
Yeah, but Glattner is a good progressive, it's a white progressive, which is why she was
He
defending
sucks
it.
a lot of dick. I mean, that's all you have to do to be a progressive now.
Shit. Talk about Susan Collins.
He could be 100 times more fucked up than he is. He'd never
James Carville.
be as fucked up as what we got in Washington now anyway.
Oh yeah, so it's okay if he's a pedophile. It's okay that he sexually assaulted women, but if he's a pedophile, I mean, that's worse. I mean, isn't it?
I can't believe James Carville's still alive.
How do you
What
know
is he, in his
Plattner
80s?
wasn't fucking children? You dumb fuck. You're probably fucking kids too.
Let me see how old James Carville is, but I'm curious because he looks like
Probably
an alien.
105.
He looks like an alien. Let's
Now
see.
you insulted aliens. I'm offended.
He's 81. He's 81 years old. Okay, so
And he
he's
should
in his
just fucking
80s.
die. I mean, really, all these fucking pedophiles need to do is just fucking die.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still alive.
What I'm more outraged about is stupid Susan Collins. I asked all of you to consider the candidacy of Graham Plattner. I asked all of you to understand his flaws.
Are you
Yeah, he's a sexual assaulter, though.
Sending your support for Graham Plattner after the lewd post that leaked.
What's the poll you made? This is Chris Murphy, senator, I think from either Connecticut or Maryland.
And actually,
I forget,
didn't you say, Angel, that literally Plattner was talking to underage girls? So he is a fucking
I
pedophile.
alleged it. I alleged it. I have no evidence at the time.
Allegedly.
Yeah, he was on Kick, and Kick is platform mostly for underage girls to talk to boys. So that's why I thought maybe he would have had that scandal, but nothing's come out so far for that. So to be fair,
Oh, I'm sure he's a pedophile. He's one of them.
Yeah.
They're
So
all
basically,
pedophiles, guys. All of them. Each and every one of them.
he did rape that woman. So I mean, so that's what led him to drop out, and
No,
everybody
he's part of the
endorsed him.
club. He's part of the club of pedophiles. He literally that's how you get initiated. You start with adult women, and then you gradually go to fucking underage girls.
Right now,
I don't get bothered by it as much. None of it.
This is the lesbian here, I think.
He's someone who had a drinking problem.
He looks like a lesbian, so that kind of like Rachel
Marine.
Plattner has owned up to mistakes he made as a younger guy. Do I want to make the
no, he didn't own
No,
up.
those are not
It's made up.
mistakes. He has huge ass mistakes. Okay.
best the enemy of the good.
Graham Plattner is popular even though he is flawed. He is a flawed man, just like I'm a flawed man, and this is the key.
No, but I'm a flawed man, but I'm not going out raping women.
But he's not. But we're not out there being pedophiles and raping people. The other thing is, they said, well, we're not like getting a priest in there. No, because priests diddle kids too, you dumb fucks. This is not a purity test. This is not about a purity test. I just want someone who isn't sexually assaulting people and who isn't a fucking pedophile. But you cannot find them. That is the initiation. You have to join Congress and you have to have scandals in your fucking back pocket because the rich will blackmail you for this. This is all about blackmail. What do they have on you? So fuck you with the purity test.
Yeah, Carville is still sharp for an 81-year-old, unlike Trump, who's a couple of years younger and
well,
clearly.
We're not putting a priest in there. No, because fucking priests diddle kids too.
Everybody is flawed at some level.
No one's perfect. All politicians have baggage. This just happens to be a candidate that has baggage.
He's got an anti-Semitic tattoo.
I feel like this president is saying, I hate black people.
I like Graham Platinum. You like Graham Platinum.
You like Graham Platinum. By the way, Snow does a great impression of Bernie Sanders. So if you check, but last time he's on this show, I can't really do it as well.
Bernie Sanders is a pedophile too, guys. Hate to tell you, Bernie's a pedophile.
That's my kind of man. I would vote for Platinum. Let's get some power. Let's take over the Senate.
You love pedophiles.
They think they're Machiavelli. You know, all they want is power, and that's all they care about. But you're not Machiavelli. You're just not. I mean, you're just a bunch of idiots and partisan hacks.
Okay, but Ellen, what you don't understand is they're both evil. So I wouldn't vote for anyone. That's the thing. It's the lesser of two evils. It's still evil, just like Jimmy Dore said. I hate to quote Jimmy Dore in this time. I mean, the jury's still out on Jimmy Dore.
Who still committed war crimes, didn't he?
Yeah, he's
not only that, but he is. I don't care if you don't believe the women. He still said, if you break into my quote unquote girlfriend's house, I will rape you in the ass. People don't say that.
And not,
okay? You don't
and not in a
even
gay
joke
way.
about that shit. All right?
And not in a gay way, even though that's obviously.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe your moral compass is broken, and I hate to say that because I love you to death, Ellen. But I mean, this is the lesser of two evils, and they're still evil. I don't want to take over the house.
Chris Murphy again.
That has
put his life on the line for.
That's totally made up.
Hold on. Bernie is a pedophile.
Hold on.
What's her name? The woman who refused to go on Jimmy Dore's show. She's a fucking pedophile. They're all in the fucking club. They are all fucking rich. Okay?
All right, let look at what Chris Murphy says here. It's a blatant lie.
Somebody that has put his life on the line for this country.
Oh, no, that's a blatant lie. I mean, he was never actually in real danger, but he put his life on the line for our country.
Somebody that is literally empowering the moral hollowing out of our nation.
He had had 2 tours of duty in Iraq. He came back broken in a dark place. He took accountability. He
That's totally made up. He never took accountability for what he did.
Acknowledges that he was misogynistic, was toxic.
That's totally made up too.
Toxicity, and they're.
We don't like Collins either, but
no, we don't like Collins
either.
either.
Not trustworthy. You
No,
know,
I wouldn't vote for anybody.
People things is stupid.
If I was in Maine, I would not vote for a single person until they prove to me they're
Oh,
one,
I've
not
never-
a pedophile, and 2, that they literally are not sexual assaulters.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
would
I
never
can't
vote.
vote for people that are pedophiles, and that's all of them, and literally don't sexually assault people.
Yeah, I'm done with voting. I'm not voting again unless
not
I know
voting
for a
ever
fact
again.
that the candidate, is going to do what I want them to do, which is never.
Jill
So
Stein,
that's
I
why
can
I'm
remember
gonna-
Jill Stein's name. Jill Stein is in the club, guys. She is in
Yeah, Jill.
the fucking club. I hate to
That's
break
why
it to
I
you,
supported
but they're in the
Claudia
fucking
Taylor
club.
Cruz over Jill Stein.
Yeah.
Whereas verbal intimidation, which I condemn, it happened in a dark period of his life. He's taken accountability.
No,
He
yes.
started an
No, he
oyster
hasn't.
farm. He was on the ocean for years. He found himself.
By the way, that oyster farm
well,
only
did he
had
find
one
God?
customer, which was his
And
mom.
did he threaten to fuck God in the ass if he broke in his girlfriend's house? Sure, he
Yeah,
found
but-
himself.
Let's give him some grace.
He went into combat on behalf of the United States. He went through a really rough period. Yeah. PTSD type period. Graham clearly made him.
Oh, but now he has PTSD, so basically that's their excuse for all
No,
his,
my dad
all
has
his
PTSD, and you fucking
disgusting
people did
behavior.
nothing. fact, you spit on my dad.
Yeah, so all his disgusting behavior, well, he had PTSD, so yeah, that's why he did it. It's like, come on, absurd.
Mistake.
Well,
And I've been on CNN saying that.
Yeah,
But
why
you
didn't
give
you
a fuck
help?
about it?
Yeah, so they're full of shit.
What I appreciated about him is that he owned that mistake. You know, what is disqualifying is having a senator in Maine who just does Donald Trump's bidding.
This is a guy who has served this country, who has gone through
Chris Murphy again.
some really tough
He
things.
really
If this is going to be a character election in Maine, there is a question of character in continuing to support a president that is terrorizing immigrants.
I'm going to do everything.
Orange man bad.
And you don't think Plattner
Orange
wouldn't
man
do
bad.
that when he was literally a guard over at Abu Ghraib.
Again,
Sorry.
it's the stupid, but Trump. Jesus Christ.
Oh, really? Did he really work for Blackwater? I mean, I didn't know about Plattner.
Oh, yeah.
The only Blackwater I know is that city in the Red Dead universe.
I can to make sure that Graham Plattner is the next senator from the state of Maine.
You know, all those Bible-clutching Christians voted for the guy who we all heard boast about sexual assault. Democrats.
That has nothing to do. It had nothing to do with. Hey, it has nothing to do with Plattner. That's Trump. By the way, she worked in the Reagan administration, so that's how
And she's
progressive.
a Bible-thumping Christian.
Yeah, that's how progressive Anna Navarro is. By the way, she worked for Reagan. So
Democrats have to take over the Senate. They have to take over the House. If I lived in Maine, I would hold my nose and I would tip.
I would hold
They
my
had a
nose
fucking
and vote for
super
Plattner.
majority when they had Obama. They had Obama in the fucking presidency. They had a super majority in the Senate, and they did fucking nothing.
Nothing.
So
Nothing. And
fuck
in
you.
fact, Obama's first promise was to codify Roe versus Wade. And then once he got elected, it's like, well, that's not a priority. It's like, so you just lied to the voters. I mean, that's the promise you gave us, and you didn't do it, and now Roe versus Wade is overturned.
And
So,
don't forget, he tortured some folks.
yeah, I mean, but like, he tortured from votes. I have to get that, you know.
Pull that lever
I have to
and
get
I
that
would
in my
vote
soundboard.
for him.
Maybe we should be focusing on the important issues facing working people throughout this country,
Which you
not
haven't done,
focusing on
Bernie,
his
you
marriage.
fucking It doesn't pedophile.
matter because
Now we got
Fucking
James
pedophiles
Carville
all
and Andrew Cuomo's brother. I forget his name right now.
He's right about what's
Right,
wrong.
right. Okay, thank
Sometimes you make alliances that you would not have made under a different set of circumstances. Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill. Who did they work with? Well, Joseph Stalin. His imperfections are imperfections that we can all identify with.
It's like, oh, who did Roosevelt?
that guy.
They're
I
all
hate
fucking
this.
pedophiles.
This kid has been pushed on my timeline. Like, he came out of nowhere. He has a bunch of subscribers on YouTube, and I'm like, where did this kid come
Yeah,
from?
he
He's
doesn't
like,
look old enough to shave, so I'm sure they
He
work
works
him
with
as a
Finest
dummy,
Touch,
and they
that's
fuck him in the ass because they're all fucking pedophiles.
he came out of nowhere. It's like, who the fuck is this kid? He's never shaved in his life, telling me about politics. Okay, works in Midas Touch, but he's never shaved in his life, and he's telling me
Of
about
course,
what
he's a
politics
rich
is.
fucking bitch who probably is trafficking other children.
It's like, fuck you, kid. You're barely in your 20s. You haven't lived through anything.
I'm not going to sit here and judge Mainers who want to push against the status quo. It's not my place to judge. If Graham Plattner can earn their trust, then he earns their trust.
He thinks he's a
This kid is on CNN in a panel, and they're acting like he knows what he's talking about. It's just absurd, you know.
And his parents are rich. I'm
changed
sure.
person
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised his parents are wealthy.
and a transformed person. I believe him.
Graham Plattner is no
Hunter
Fuck you,
Biden.
Hunter Biden. You're a fucking pedophile too.
The pedophile rapist. Like, they take him seriously. I mean, it's like, he's on here.
Him and his
I don't
dad. He
think
called
that
his
he's-
dad
He went
Oh, there he is.
He went on Gavin Newsom's podcast, and they're like, Gavin Newsom is spending time with Hunter
Which is
Biden.
Interesting.
Gavin Newsom
Very
is a pedophile.
Yeah.
racist in any way. His relationship with his wife is his relationship with his wife. It's all about,
That doesn't mean he
elite
fucking
consensual,
sexually assaulted her.
stuff.
The accusations against Graham Plattner are not classic Me Too accusations.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
they
they
are?
are.
Go fuck yourself, bitch.
Yes, they are. That's just what Democrats push me to, unless it's Tara Reid, and then they screwed her
Unless it's
over.
Tara Reid, then they fucking ship her to Russia.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not like classic abuse allegations.
It is abuse. You're just lying. It's not classic abuse.
Years ago, allegations.
Of course, in the Access Hollywood tape, President Trump bragged about grabbing women.
Oh, the grabbing by the pussy thing. That was still 2016.
But Trump. Trump is a pedophile too, but so is Graham Plattner. He also threatened to rape men in the ass.
Against their will. Gender-related accusations get...
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, bullshit.
You cannot make this shit up. He literally threatened to rape men in the ass.
Here we go. So this is from RBN. They they pointed out how Mamdani betrayed his base. Of course he did. During a recent interview with Politico, Mamdani admitted his campaign promise of free busing will not be happening in 2026. Well, no shit. Mamdani pledged... Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime. Mamdani pledged to dedicate 0.5% of the city budget to libraries and stop using them as political bargaining chips. Instead, his preliminary budget slashed library funding by $30 million. Shocking. After promising to stop Eric Adams' practice of sweeping homelessness in encampments, his administration reversed course following the deadly winter storms, instructing workers to clear encampments as residents refused to move instead of finding them housing. He campaigned on a $1.1 billion city agency to shift mental health emergency response away from the police. The resulting initiative was scaled down to a much smaller mayoral office with 2 staffers, relying on just a fraction of the envisioned funding. Not surprising there. As city-owned grocery stores, there haven't been any opened yet. Mamdani instead proposed $70 million in funding for New York City's Economic Development Corporation to scout locations. So he's paid $70 million in order to scout locations for the for the grocery stores.
And that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is this dude who pretends to be a democratic socialist is nothing but a fucking billionaire capitalist who literally doesn't give a fuck about poor people. Oh, you meant right now? You wanted that stuff right now? Yeah, sorry. Go fuck yourself.
Mamdani campaigned on a rent freeze, but the rent freeze applied to new renewal leases that begin between October 1st, 2026 and September 30th, 2027. It only applies to about 1 million rent-stabilized apartments, which is a fraction of the apartments in New York City, by the way. Universal child care promises have shrunk to expanding existing programs and a pilot program for 40 kids of municipal workers, which is literally the first thing he did, scaled that down to the point where it's absurd.
Again, he doesn't fucking care about the poor. He's a rich fuck who's in the club. He is a fucking pedophile who just wants to diddle children. Why can't you just leave them alone?
He vowed to disband the NYPD Strategic Response Group. Instead, he kept NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch in charge and weaponized the violent unit to protect Zionist events and attack anti-genocide protesters, which is what happened. Yep. Mamdani long argued the NYPD's gang database perpetuates racial profiling and should be abolished. But his once firm rhetorical opposition has evaporated as Tisch said the cops use it every day.
Of course they do, because they don't give a fuck about blacks. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the NYPD pretty much runs New York City, and Mamdani ain't going to stop the NYPD from doing anything.
They're nothing but a bunch of hired thugs who work for rich people. They don't care.
Adams infuriated New Yorkers when he fought the expansion of City FHEPS, the Big Apple's housing voucher program. Mamdani's campaign website explicitly promised as mayor he would drop Adams' lawsuit against the expansion. He reversed course by formally filing an appeal to keep the anti-city FHEPS lawsuit alive. So he's suing against the housing voucher program after he promised he wouldn't. So for some reason, but he's a socialist, guys. He's a socialist. Adams argued shrinking overcrowded classroom size would bust the city's already bloated education budget. Mamdani voted for the law in assembly, but as mayor started to quietly push for the law's mandate to be relaxed. Mm-hmm. So, there's more. There's more, but that's all they listed there.
He is not.
Can we watch the clip?
What?
Can we watch the clip?
I don't know. I mean, it's like
Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Morgan.
Thank you so much. Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Morgan. How's it going?
Good.
I hate that smug smile, by the way.
I'm just wondering, obviously you ran on a campaign message to make buses fast and free.
That's not
Does this investment today delay your initiative to make buses free? Do you
Yes.
think that this delays at all your push to make it free? And then for
Yes.
Jano, I know you're very against making buses free, so I just wanted to see if you're hoping that the faster buses will delay making buses
Yes.
free.
It will. Blatant lie coming here. When he's laughing like that, he's lying. He's gonna lie. That's his tell.
Not at all. Yeah, come over here. Come over here. Come over here.
Come over here. Come over here. So we can fuck
When
each
he's
other in the
laughing
ass.
like that, he's gonna lie. It's gonna be a whopper too. So that's his tell.
Not at all. I've been very clear with New Yorkers that my commitment is to make buses fast and free. Today, we stand together on how we deliver the.
That's not gonna happen. So
Yeah, and everybody
let's
put your
get
boots
to-
up because the shit's getting deep in here.
Let's get
Do you
to
believe
the
that?
reading. We'll wrap up with this: the reading of Caitlin Johnstone's piece by Tim Foley. So, this is her piece. Is it's been 10 years. It's time to admit Bernie Sanders was wrong, which he was.
It's been 10 years. It's time to admit Bernie Sanders was wrong. Everyone's talking about how progressive Democrat Graham Plattner has been forced to drop out of his Senate race following allegations of sexual assault. Personally, I never paid attention to Plattner's campaign because I long ago stopped taking Democrats seriously.
Exactly.
The first clue that Plattner was a shitty person wasn't his military service or his Blackwater stint or his tattoo or the sexual assault
He did work for Blackwater. I didn't know that.
stuff. It was that he ran for high office in the U.S. government under one of America's two mainstream parties.
The Democrats.
That's damning in and of itself. I said this on Twitter today, and some DSA guy told me the best way to make changes in U.S. politics is to work within the Democratic Party to elect left-wing candidates and advance progressive agendas. I said, you guys have been trying that for 10 years with nothing to show for it. I mean, how much longer is it going to take before people admit that the change the party from within strategy isn't working? Do you want another 20 years? Another 50? Do you need to spend the next century watching a handful of vaguely progressive imperialists getting elected to Congress and then getting primaried out by opponents with mountains of special interest funding before you admit that you're not making any meaningful gains? Our planet could be lifeless before then. The Bernie Sanders quote-unquote revolution was 10 years ago. Large factions of the American left took up his call to take over the Democratic Party using primary elections throughout the nation. And ever since then, it's been a 2 steps forward, 2 steps back addition of zeros. The people never got President Bernie, and the few progressive gains made on Capitol Hill were either kicked out like Cory Bush and Jamal Bowman, or went full pro-establishment like John Fetterman. The few who stuck around have turned out to be perpetually disappointing empire managers like AOC, who know how to straddle the line between left-wing lip service and status quo swamp monster.
Which is why she's running for president. She has that fine line between progressive and pro-empire. So she's
And here's the
managing
thing, I
to.
wouldn't fucking vote for her, and I'm not going to.
I'm not going to either, but I'm just saying, she's
I'm not going
definitely
to
going
vote for
president.
anybody. In fact, I will never fucking vote again because it doesn't fucking help. It's not working, guys. They keep telling you to vote harder. Vote harder. How more harder do you want us to fucking vote before fucking pedophiles will realize that it's just all a big fucking con?
Yeah. Let's continue.
It's time to admit that the commies were right, kids. The factions on the so-called far left who've been rejecting electoral politics and calling for real revolution against a system designed to suppress leftward movement have been completely vindicated over the last decade. You cannot change the system using a political party that's designed to prevent change. The Atlantic has an article out by David Brooks titled, "Democrats Became Great by Fighting the Left." And in a sense, this claim is absolutely correct. It's not correct in the sense that David Brooks suggests, but it is correct that the reason the Democratic Party has been allowed to remain so dominant is because it is such an effective tool for thwarting all leftward political movement in the United States. In the article, Brooks, who last year published an article titled "The Epstein Story? Count Me Out," shortly before showing up in the Epstein files, begins by rehashing the same tired old Hillary.
Yeah, David Brooks showed up in the Epstein files. That's why I'm not covering this.
They are
I'm not
all
covering
pedophiles.
this for the Atlantic, but I'm in the files. That's why I'm not covering it.
Three 2016 talking points arguing that the loony left is full of communists who must be forcefully opposed by the sensible center. What's more interesting is the brief history lesson that comes later, in which Brooks notes that after World War II, the Democratic Party leadership took action deliberately, quote, in order to block the leftward advance, end quote, towards socialism within its ranks. That's all the Democratic Party has ever existed to do. If it wasn't such a successful tool for suppressing leftward advancement, the party would not be permitted to exist as a mainstream political force by the capitalist oligarchs who run the country. It is the Democratic Party's job to prevent peace, equality, justice, and socialism. That is the only reason it is permitted to exist in the hub of the capitalist empire, and that is the only reason why 10 years of effort to change the party from within has produced no meaningful results. The experiment has been run, and the results are in. You can't conduct a socialist revolution using a party whose primary function is to suppress socialist revolution. This has been conclusively established. It's time to find another way.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
You find another way, and the thing is, and I'm sure Jimmy Dore has also said this, you can't do it within because you're either in the club or you're not. They found people that they could corrupt, that they could get blackmail shit on. I'm sure AOC is also running a kids trafficking ring. They have something on her, guys. You either join the party or you're out.
Yeah. Vic says Bernie never used his movement for anything. He gave it all to HRC. Yeah, he gave it all to Hillary Clinton. Ellen says citizen-based initiatives should be voted on. Yeah, if there's but the problem is once they're voted on, what a lot of legislatures do is they'll either rescind it somehow or they take it to court and they overturn it because of a technical issue or something. So even if you do vote for citizens initiatives, which is great, but ultimately a lot of them get overturned in court. So it's another issue there. I'm not saying don't vote for
people
them,
get
but
anything. You're just supposed to be poor, you fucking poor people.
But don't be surprised if this overturned in court later when nobody notices. Oh, Ed Gentry just followed me back, so that's interesting.
I'm sure
I followed him.
She is. I'm sure she is, boy.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap up here. I mean,
all psyops. It's all fucking psyops.
Yeah. So it's like we're fucked anyway. So it's like. We lost.
You're either going to be
they lost.
You're going to be in a 15-minute city with your fucking digital ID, and if you buy food of any kind other than bugs, you literally will be nope, sorry, you're going to jail. So you bought too much of this, or you actually bought food that actually is not bad for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, to the young progressives that are supporting these socialists, again, you're going to fail. So you're going to fail. So. Yeah, you can go back to the beginning of Cord Lord. We had a great show, I thought, today too. So
yeah, Mrs. Witchy literally goes haywire.
Yeah,
and starts yelling again, and a bunch of suck a dick, and pedophiles everywhere.
So, yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, the reason why we didn't do Pro Wrestling Talk last week is I lost my electric. And I didn't have electric all day. And on Friday, I lost my electric for like 10 seconds. There were electric issues. Luckily, we didn't this week. I'm expecting to do it tomorrow at 8, but...
We fucking better. I've been getting really aggravated as of late.
Thank you, CBC.
I told you you would be aggravated. I lost power for like 10 seconds, but at my work, literally at my work, I had to work from home on Monday because like literally we had no power whatsoever. So...
Yeah, we lost power most on Sunday, especially for some reason. I didn't realize it because I was out.
Is that my tism? That's my tism.
I didn't realize it because I was out all day until I came back to do the show and I didn't have any power. And my battery was dead, so I couldn't do the show anyways. So it's like, fucking hell.
Because I got to talk about CM Punk because apparently CM Punk was caught lying about stuff.
Yeah, so we never got to review Night of Champions. Sami Zayn was champion, and by the time we're doing the show, he lost the belt. So He dropped it to Punk, so it's
He
like
dropped it to Punk, and now they're calling Punk Hogan. He did a Hogan. Oh, go fuck yourself.
We'll talk about that more tomorrow, but the IWC is being ridiculous here. I'm comparing him to Hogan.
There's no difference.
Yeah, so Sami Zayn should never been WWE champion
In the first place. His wrestling is not good. It's not that I don't like him personally. I don't care either way. I don't mind Sami Zayn personally. It's his wrestling. I don't like his wrestling.
He's pro-Palestinian and an anti-Zionist. You know,
And that's
his
fine. I
politics
don't
are
mind
great.
that. I like that, actually.
Yeah, his politics are great, but ultimately he shouldn't be WWE champion. He
Not
shouldn't
for
be
very long,
WWE
anyway.
champion. It's like WWE
When is
championship
Kevin Owens
become.
coming back?
He
I
isn't.
don't
He
know.
had a career-ending injury.
Oh, really?
He hurt his
He
neck.
broke his neck, but I
I knew
hope
that.
maybe.
I didn't hear that it was a career-ending injury.
Oh yeah, he talked about it. He came out and had a whole emotional thing. I thought it was bullshit because I mean they were pulling this shit with Seth Rollins where I'm hurt, I'm not hurt, you know, that kind of stupid shit. But no, like seriously, legit, he hurt his neck, broke his neck, and he's not going to wrestle anymore. And that's what I heard anyway.
I mean, we'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised he never wrestles again. So unfortunately for Kevin Owens, like, so we'll talk about a lot more of that wrestling stuff tomorrow. We're gonna review Night of Champions. Okay, we'll preview Saturday night's main event, which is next Saturday in Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, we'll do that. Next Friday is Angel in the Afternoon, Angel and Friends. I forgot the show name already. Make sure you check that out as well next Friday. Stick with INN. I know that we're being shadow banned and you guys not getting notifications when the show
Yeah,
is
I didn't
on.
get any notifications, y'all, and I'm on the show.
Vince McMahon's evil mustache is back.
Oh no!
So, yeah, I'm sure that we'll get more.
Vince McMahon's evil arrest. Am I right?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say his evil arrest. What? Stop!
So real quick, of course, we're getting Cody and Punk at SummerSlam for the title. So I knew that was coming
And
anyways.
we're
When
also
Punk won the
getting
belt.
Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. What the fuck?
And-
If I were Obafemi,
By
I'd
the
be
way,
like, no,
it's in a
fuck Brock
Hell in a
Lesnar.
Cell
I'm not
match,
doing
which-
that, dude.
That doesn't fit with those two. I mean, it's not really a fitting match.
Well, I know they wanted Brock and Obafemi number 3. They wanted match number 3, but again, he just won King of the Ring. He can go for a title. It should be Obafemi versus Reigns or something. But no, I mean, he gives up his title shot for fucking Brock Lesnar.
No, the reason why he gave it the title shot is because he wouldn't acknowledge rings.
Yeah, and he got beat. So they're gonna beat Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, and what happens after that? Who knows?
I hope he
mean,
title shot. What the fuck? That's not fair.
he's probably not going to win either belt right now
You're busy drunk
because.
driving and crashing my car to the front. Oh, Jesus Christ, Vince.
So, hold on. Let me see something here. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, he totally crashed his car. And he, I don't know if anything's going to be, did anything come of that? I don't think I heard of anything coming of that. Other than the lawsuits, but the lawsuits are pretty much one's in arbitration. The other one is like they're trying to, figure out that Vince actually chose Endeavor over everybody else. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. Rich people do this shit all the time. And they're being called out for it. They're going to get away with it. They're all fucking rich. They're all fucking pedophiles. And they all suck dick. There.
So, we'll talk about that a lot more tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about. We haven't done the show in 2 or 3 weeks, and we got to review Night of Champions. And it's irrelevant because Sammy's ain't not WWE champion anymore. So, like, kind of irrelevant. Everything I wanted to say about that was irrelevant now because Sammy already dropped the belt. I think Indy wrote me a joke that
you're the most boring wrestler on the entire planet.
Indy wrote me or tweeted at me saying I knew that Sami Zayn dropped the belt before you guys were able to talk about it. It was like,
but it was so dramatic. It was like literally where Punk was like, oh god,
I like
What
grown
about
ass
what about
Spider-Man.
Sweaty Man? What about
It's
Sweaty
kind
Man?
of
Do you like
it was
them?
kind of like it's almost like the WWE or Endeavor or TKO is trying
TKO,
to and they're trying to like make the fans like them. But though this was done, I thought this was done very well. This was Cody Rhodes goes down, he can't return. So who is Sami Zayn the opponent? It's what they did with the Texas Tornado and Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
When Texas won the belt. I mean, Kurt had just gotten the belt, and then like 10 days later, he was supposed to be, I'm guessing this is what they were saying, supposed to be Beefcake and Mr. Perfect, and then I guess Beefcake was supposed to get the belt. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Kurt had just gotten the belt from Tito Santana in a finals match that he won against Santana. And literally now he's facing the Texas Tornado at SummerSlam 1990. A very impressionable 4-year-old I was.
Yeah.
I literally watched that match and watched Texas Tornado become Intercontinental Champion, but I also saw that and became a Mr. Perfect fan. So anyway, but I'm saying like it's no different than Texas, like Beefcake is out of it. Texas Tornado comes in, wins the belt from Mr. Perfect, and hula. That was the Punk. That was the moment, for Punk.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for Punk.
Yeah.
Punk has grown on me. I'm telling you, Punk has grown on me. I'm a
So-
CM Punk fan. All right, I admit it.
I'm
all right?
probably gonna watch the Punk and Cody promo. I'm sure it was great. We'll talk about it
It
tomorrow.
was. It really was.
So I look forward. I watch that after the show. After we wrap up here.
Oh wait. You mean on SmackDown? There's another one.
Yeah, the one that happened right now on SmackDown. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
set up
like
the match.
of the other one.
To set up the title match at SummerSlam next month. So,
Our
Erica
fireworks
Kirk
for
keeps
her.
stealing our fireworks for her appearances. Huh?
It's just no. You gotta
That's
stop
true.
with it,
So we're
right?
gonna go. We're gonna go before we continue. We'll talk about more wrestling tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern. So check us out, like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys figure out how to do notifications so you can get notifications, even though
Just get on the about 8:00. Get on the network or go on the Ocho. Is it the
Yeah.
Ocho? Just get
Yeah,
on
the
the
other
Ocho
channel.
and
Yeah.
just look for our link. You'll see it. Even if you don't get a notification, just get on the Ocho. You'll see it.
All right. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Like and
Yeah,
subscribe.
stay amazing, everybody. Love you.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Peace out.